do this, and then I will take you guys off mute and pop over here. And what do you think about that, Ronnie?
I think that sounds very wise.
Okay, great. Then we'll get started.
What?
I have control of Ronnie now.
If you think that's best.
I do.
I don't know about that.
Oh no, Oz is getting into all the marmalade.
Nope, Oz, no.
Dude, I'm not
Hang
hearing
on, hang on, just hang on.
Really? You're not hearing my wacky Oz sound effects?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear it, but nothing's coming.
Okay, let's try these. What about these sound effects? Can anyone else hear them in the party?
No.
I cannot.
No.
I cannot hear them.
Aw. Well, then that's stream-only enjoyment. Voice mod. Testing?
Mhm.
No, that's not.
We hear you.
It used to work. It worked last week, right?
It did.
I just have to change my voice mod settings though, but we don't really need sound effects this week because we have Ronnie back. Let's give a round of applause that the party can't hear for that. There we go.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Wait, you can hear that?
Oh my
A
god.
little bit.
Oh my god. What is this emote owl?
I don't know. I
Chomp,
received
chomp,
a
chomp.
random gifted sub to a channel I don't think I've ever watched, but I like the emotes now.
Oh my god, wait, it's the Animal Crossing koala.
Yeah, those who sub now have
I love
access
him.
to the new Hello Kel or Kello emote.
Wait, never
And-
mind. That one's Centro. It's a different channel that I got a random sub to.
Wait, that one's Centro?
I think so.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
it is.
have it. I have this one. It's a cat. Ziggy J Chomp. Yeah, you got those dancing mogs now. All right, we're off to the races. Everybody's a little bit loopy today, so it's gonna be a crazy session. Let's just accept that and get into it. So we want to invite you to join us on this magical journey into Jarek Spawn. This is Wrath of the Godkin, the D&D campaign where some days you ride the goat, some days the goat rides you. Say hello to Ronnie, the Bugbear Fighter, Waylon, the Human Paladin, Oz, the Kenku Wizard, Kelken, the Furbolg Druid, and Affinity, the Tiefling Bard. Our heroes are experts at getting themselves into trouble, but before they do exactly that, let's remind you viewers at home what happened previously on Wrath of the Godkin. So last time, Nautilus Bloodfoam launched himself at Ronnie and Way, only to kill the monster they were riding and blast them both back onto their ship. He then confronted Captain Horatio about leaving the island, seemingly to evade him. Horatio claimed that they were going to see Captain Scorch's wedding, and that his men on the island were still searching for the orbs. Kel read Naughty's body language and saw that Naughty was about to kill Horatio in cold blood, but a swarm of Barnacos arrived suddenly and distracted him. The ship got away while Naughty fought the sea beasts. Horatio told the party the story of Naughty's life, how he was an outcast from his tribe of Tritons and vowed to gain power and seek revenge on them, only to return and find them dead, destroyed by Barnacos. The party arrived in Jarek's Bond and dealt with a bank auditor who questioned them about Odie and the statue. Fucked the sea beasts? I did not say that, Oddish. I did not say anything about fucking sea beasts. Fought, not fucked. The party arrived at Jarek's Spawn, dealt with this bank auditor, who questioned them about Odie and the statue, the gold statue. But while they were unloading the statue via the crane, it got dunked into the water. The auditor gave them a magic sheet with a number that would count down till it was their turn to see the bank teller. He also gave them an enchanted ledger they could use to get them a discount on drinks at the Seafair Bazaar during their wait. At the Seafair Bazaar, a large fish-shaped market filled with shops and malcontents, Kelken reunited with his friend Dr. Arden Wilder, a researcher of magical beasts called Umbraluxes. Finn and Wei had a heart-to-heart about their past. Oz tried unsuccessfully to befriend a goat, who he thought was a dog. A strange masked person approached Oz and asked him lots of weird questions. And then a nun seeking alms for sick and dying children asked Kelken for help, but her coin purse was stolen by a kid who ran out the door. Now, before we get started, just a reminder, you can donate to change the outcome of the game, and the rewards are listed right below me on the screen. So, here we go. The nun is still swooning in Kelken's arms, having fallen and nearly fainted from the shock. Yeah, hooved dogs are mean. Hooved doggies are mean. That's what Oz says. So, Kelken, you've got this lady in your arms, and she just swooned. She just fell into your arms. She seems horribly distraught at the thought that all this donation money she had for the sick and dying children has been lifted by this child who you failed to stop as you ran out the door. She's currently moaning, "Oh, what will we do? The children, they'll all be dead soon without that money for their medicine." Oh. She buries her face in your chest, weeping. You can feel the drippy tear water on your bosom, your heaving man bosom. Cal, what are you going to do?
If you need us to replace it until we go find it, I have some that I can lend you. Hey, what's up?
Oh, you would have to be so generous in order to do that. You would take, I don't know, every last dime that you have.
Waylon is like shaking his head, like doing the don't do it, cut, stop.
I mean, fortunately for you, every last dime is the exact amount of money I have.
That's wonderful.
No.
Cal.
Listen.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Can I talk with you over here, just off to the side?
Oh, do you want to help too? Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Let's talk.
She is like
Can
gripping
I-
onto your arms right now, like holding onto your arm hair that tightly, Cal. Like she's like, "Oh, but I can barely stand on my own. Please, I can't support myself without you, you big, strong, strapping young man." She slaps your chest faintly.
Trust me, my friends are really, really, really good people. We can, if we all pool our money together.
Yes.
Imagine how many dying children you could save.
Oh
so,
my
I mean,
God.
We're just gonna work this out.
We could almost save all of them, please. Please, all of you, empty your wallets and your hearts.
Yeah. Cal, let's come over here. We'll count all the change in our pockets. I just need you to come over here. You know me. I'm bad with numbers. Please.
I
That's a
shall
great-
come
that's a
too
great-
to help you. It's the least I can do.
Oh, that's fine. You stay right here.
Oh, but I can barely stand. Oh, and she's gonna try to topple towards you, Way.
I think he's gonna step out of the way.
Okay. Make a dexterity check to try to step out, or actually make a save to try to evade this poor woman.
My character sheet's loading.
Oh, you fail! You fail! And she
Oh my
she
God.
falls directly on you and is clutching at your shoulders. Oh my! Such strapping men in this group! And aren't you generous? She stares into your eyes deeply, and her eyes seem to be glistening with tears. Big and sad, like Puss in Boots. When he's giving people that look. Make a wisdom save to try to resist this.
I closed out my character sheet.
You need that sheet.
I do.
Oh,
kidding me?
another perfect 5. Oh, and you got a natural 20 on it otherwise, but that doesn't count because it's not with advantage. You feel like even though in your heart you know that there's something wrong with this lady, you're like, it's kind of working on you, and you're starting to feel like maybe we could just give her a little bit to get her off our backs.
Can I walk over and just be like, wait, are you okay? And let him reroll.
So at this point, Ronnie, you are wait, Oz ran over to go search for the imp who got tossed by Ronnie, I want to say.
Yes.
Yep.
So at this
That is
point,
correct.
at this point, Ronnie, you are aware only that there is some commotion, and when you turn to look, you see this woman. Like, you basically see, I would say that you became aware of the situation once you saw the kid running out the door, but you're not sure what's going on. Just that this nun is loud. Then you saw her fall into Kel's arm. At this point, Dr. Arden Wilder is also looking, because you've sort of this nun has been screeching so loudly that it's sort of like she's basically everyone in this vicinity is paying attention to you guys at this point.
Can Dr. Wilder just like, do you know this person?
No, I definitely do not. Do you know this person? And why is she groping your friends?
I don't know her, and I don't know why.
Yeah, so you can, if you want to approach, I think you can, but you're not really aware of what's going on with the situation specifically.
Actually, then maybe I will just sort of stay like a little close, but like sort of just try to tune in without joining.
Okay,
whatever's happening.
Oh, please, empty your wallets. Here.
You want me? Just give me a second to talk to my friend, and then I can empty my wallet. All right? Yep. Cool.
But me poor legs. They can barely work. Oh.
That's all. You know what? There's a nice, and Waylon's gonna kind of like escort her to the bar and lean her on it. You got a nice counter right here. I'll leave you right to it, Kel. And Waylon's just gonna grab Kel and drag him as hard as he can over.
I was gonna say Finn has already started.
Oh,
Each of
but
them taking
the
one
wood
arm.
is so sharp.
Yeah.
It's cutting me fingers. And she's starting to fall over again and just slide
Guys,
onto
I
the
really think
ground.
she needs help.
No, Kel.
Kel.
No, you know that kid that ran? Yeah.
What an ass.
I can promise you with like 99% certainty that kid works for her. Okay? This is what they do. Trust me, I know. I was the kid. You get a bunch of money and then someone deals it and then you get a bunch of more money and you double your profit. Okay?
She's gonna take every cent, and it's not going to those sick orphans because they don't actually exist. Or if they do, again, she's in cahoots with them.
Wait, so you're saying the kid works for her? I thought she worked for the children.
Mm-mm.
Kel, she's scamming you for all your money.
Oh. How are you sure? She seems so, look at her. And then he just points at her. She looks so earnest.
She's got two big earnests right on her chest.
She's clearly like staring directly at you guys, and then when you say just look at her, you point to her and she immediately falls again. Oh, I can barely stand. Please, someone help me.
Such a good lady. She could use some of that money. She could use some of that money to buy herself a wheelchair, but she doesn't.
No.
She uses it for the children.
How do you know this?
Well, she said so.
Kel.
Yeah.
People lie.
I don't know actually how to explain this to you any more than I already have.
Okay.
Trust me.
I do. I trust you more than I trust her. I still think that maybe we should figure out what she has to say. And because what if the children are real? What if they are dying? And what if we kill the children?
Kel, I'm gonna make a bet with you right now. 5 gold. If we start insisting to see the kids first, she won't let us. Every obstacle will come into our path, and those poor kids are gonna die. Quote unquote, does air quotes, die long before we see them.
Honestly, I would kind of like to see where my money's going if I do. That sounds like smart
Exactly.
business, right? That's what we've
Yeah.
learned in our travels.
Yeah.
Smart business. Okay.
Not to mention that it's really easy to get pickpocketed in that kind of situation.
Just like she
Have
did.
you-
Oh, wait, no, she didn't. Ah, I get it.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Behind you guys at this shop, there's a woman who's dressed like what looks to be like sort of a stereotypical witch. And she's going to lean over the counter and sort of slap her hands down and say, "Hey, can you guys clear off? You're scaring away my customers with all the stock of kids and killing kids and scamming kids. It's creeping me out."
Wait, you must have seen her before around here, right? Do you know what her deal is? And he just points over his shoulder to the lady.
I don't know. She looks like a nun. And you guys looks like you were getting pretty friendly with her, you creep. Are you gonna buy something or what?
Well, I was about to give all my money away, so
Oh,
probably not.
okay.
I don't know if I'll have any left,
Oh,
but maybe later.
uh-huh. Well, then clear off, all of you.
Guys, what do we do now?
We ask to see the kids.
Great.
Mhm.
Okay. Good idea. Good idea. You seem to be a lot better at dealing with her than I do. I feel like she'll just fall on me again, and I'll be helpless. Can you take
Yeah.
point?
Yeah. I can do this. Waylon takes big, uncomfortable strides towards the lady. Yeah.
She's currently
We've talked?
drinking a a mug that Gomer, the bartender, is pouring out. He's like, "Oh, there you go. This ought to calm your nerves, love." And she says, "I hope you don't mind. I asked them to put it on your tab since I knew you were all so generous." She's like guzzling it now. "Oh, a nice refreshing ale always calms me nerves."
I just peek over Waylon's shoulder. Are nuns allowed to drink alcohol?
How loud are you saying this?
Pretty loudly. I'm pointing it out to her.
Yes. I am. 'Cause it's how we celebrate. Libations for the Lord. Libations for the Lord.
Wait, is that also a lie?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. Did I get your name?
I believe I introduced myself to you. Have you already forgotten me?
I'm horrible with names sometimes. I am so sorry.
Delia, Sister Delia. And you are?
Delia. Oh, Waylon Calidor, at your service. And I'll extend my hand out to shake.
Ah, Waylon, you have such kind eyes. Whoa! And she falls forward onto you again.
I'm gonna catch her before she, collapses on me. I don't think Waylon likes her touching him.
Okay, make a dexterity save.
Motherfucker.
She lands.
Oh.
She lands. You manage to grab her one arm, but she sort of does a dance move where she swings in close with it, and she's her lips are pressed against your neck now. And she's like, "Oh my, no, I mustn't." And she pulls herself away. "I'm sorry. You're both so striking. I gave my vows to chastity. I can't do it.
Yep.
I can't do what we're both thinking."
I don't know what you're thinking. Listen, about the sick kids.
Oh my goodness, I've almost forgotten the children. Please, won't someone help me? They've stolen my money. I have nothing to give for the children.
So, in our huddle over here, wouldn't you believe it, we all realized we can help your sick children without all that money. Who needs money, am I right?
The children
Let's show us
do.
Show us these sick kids. You got a paladin, you got a druid, you got a cleric. Let's get some healing on. Let's heal some sick kids. Ain't that? And I'll turn back to the gang. Ain't that right, guys? Let's heal some kids.
Well,
That's a great idea. I
Of
really think we should go heal the kids.
of course,
Who
Sure.
wouldn't
the
heal
paladin
kids if they could?
paladins,
I could do a
you
little
can't
show.
catch disease, correct?
Oh yeah, no, totally immune.
But your friends might not be so lucky.
I can still heal them tomorrow morning if they catch even a sniffle. That's the
It
good
is
thing about being a paladin, huh?
It is a quite advanced form of leprosy. I've been guided by this holy object. And she holds up like a little amulet on her neckline and is like,
Can I medicine check that?
medicine check the amulet. It would be in order to.
No, with the leprosy comment.
Well, you don't really have anything to check right now because there's no one infirmed in front of you.
Okay.
But if you would like to check the amulet, you can make an Arcana check on it.
Sure, I'll settle for that.
Okay, you're not sure. You don't really. This isn't really your wheelhouse in terms of expecting magical artifacts for whatever. It is very shiny, but it doesn't. You're not picking up anything. But at the same time, like you also don't have. You don't trust her, right? So your guess is it's not. But all you have is your guess to go on. You don't really have any insight on the matter.
Okay. Alright.
If you were to come close, especially this big one, why his fingers would be falling off.
Oh. Well, I hate to say, lady, but in all that commotion earlier, we got pickpocketed too. We're flat broke.
What?
Yep, not a penny between us. Not 2 coppers to rub together. You got heels, you got nothing.
But I didn't see him take anything of yours.
Did you see... Hold on 1 second. Oh, and you're an expert at, watching yourself be pickpocketed, I take it.
I saw the child take my bag, which was right there. That's how he got it so easily. I'm not as clever as you. But I didn't see you have your bags out at all, except for this big one, and he still has his. Don't you, love?
I think as this has been happening, the moment Wei said that, Kel just checked his pockets instinctively, and he's gonna try
just
not
holding
to give
it.
too much away. It was that guy. He just panics and points to this guy. He stole my stuff. He's so big and tough.
So you're pointing to this lizard folk over here at the bar.
He stole it. He just came over and he was like, "Yeah, give me all your stuff." And I was scared.
Oh,
I got
really?
level with you.
Well, I know something about you. It's that you're too brave and strong to let that happen. Here, you've been robbed too, and all you care about is me. Oh, what a caring guy. And she goes up and kisses you on the cheek, and then goes over here. Hey, you big bully, I know you're a thief, because that man over there told me. That one right there.
Guys,
he
run.
said that
We're
you're
running
a
now.
thief.
Yeah, no, we're running.
We're going away.
I guess
Ronnie?
if it looks like we're leaving, I'm gonna go scoop Oz.
Who's calling me a thief? Get back here, you! This guy is running after you.
Can we make it out before he catches us?
Yeah, you're currently he's a little bit sauced. He's been drinking at the bar for as much time as the rest of you. So we'll just say that you guys are now in a foot chase towards the exit with this guy. While this is happening, Oz, what are you doing? Have you been still looking for the imp at this point?
Oz was digging for the imp when Ronnie ran over. Oz kind of watched the party and is going to go over to this character I don't remember the name of.
Dr. Wilder,
Kind of, yeah, tugs on their shirts like, I I think I have to go with them, but your imp friend is in the stuff over there. I can't quite find them.
He's not really my friend. I'm sure he'll be fine. But thank you.
Okay. I probably need to go. Someone's gonna go beat up Bill.
Ronnie, how have you responded to seeing them getting chased?
I think trying to scoop Oz and head out, but with a medium effort to not seem like I am in the group, but just trying to also leave simultaneously.
Just sort of like letting them take the focus, but also tailing at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe you're staying like 20 feet behind in the foot chase. All right. So you guys are. What can you guys paint a route for me about how you were traveling through this area? So it looks like you guys. Maybe with your rulers, show me which way you went. It looks like you guys went like here to here to
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna do like a serpentine.
Yeah, around the
Basically
table.
like that.
Okay, great. So as you get past the fish pile, I need you
okay.
guys each to do dex checks.
Boy.
Because there's a pile of fish there on the ground, so I need you guys to make sure you don't slip on these things like banana peels.
A regular check or a save?
I'm sorry, save.
Can I do acrobatics?
This is a save, so okay, Way, you're fine.
Finally!
There we go.
But Ink and Kel, you both. I'm sorry, Finn and Kel, you both slip, and so Way, you make it to about here past the fish. You guys both slip and fall on your bottoms. You don't really take any damage, but you are slowed down enough that this guy can catch up to you, and he's just gonna get right in your faces. Just, hey, why'd you call me a thief? I ain't never stole anything in my life. Well, there was one time when I was 5 years old, I stole an apple. I wanted that apple, damn it, and I deserve an apple sooner or later. He's like grabbing you by your clothes, but he's not really getting more aggressive than that. He just has his hot ale smelling breath in your face, and his like tongue keeps like lizardly like getting in and out. It's almost on your touching your hair and your nose at times. He doesn't seem to be doing it on purpose. He's just like angrily like yelling at you. He seems to have been very upset by the accusations here. You think you're so big and tough. I'll show you as big and tough. I'll chop you good with my axe is what I'll do. Yeah.
No, you're looking at the wrong person. It was that guy, and then she points to the guy at the table.
Ruthie, what are you saying? You want to scroll down to the action? Oh, on the camera. Got it.
We can't see past the fish cart. And I'm
Got
sorry
it.
about drawing on the map. I did not realize. I thought I could erase that.
You should be able to.
If you click on it and hit delete, it should be able
If
to
you
go
zoom
away.
in, if you zoom in far enough, you'll be able to.
There we go.
grab it.
Okay.
It's just you can't
Phew.
zoom in on. You can't grab lines if you're too far out, just in general. But yeah, I do appreciate
Gotcha.
camera notices like that. So just say, when it's like that, just say move the camera down or whatever. That way I know what you're talking about. Oops. Okay. So at this point, yeah, he's getting. I'm sorry, Finn. You're like, it's that guy over there. You make. Which guy were you pointing at? Oh, one of
This,
the kobolds.
No, one of the
this
guys
dwarves.
at the long table. Yeah.
Okay. Make a deception check, please.
Gladly.
All right. So he
Nice.
turns and says, "What? It was one of them, but the nun. She said it was you. Gee, I'm so. He starts giving you a hug, Kelken.
It's
I've
an easy mistake to make. It's okay.
let me just chop this guy in half real good, and then I will buy you a drink, or you can buy me one, whichever you want. Hang on, let's say, hey, you son of a bitch! And he just launches on this guy, and suddenly they're
Okay,
in a
go.
bare knuckle fight.
Should we do something about this? This feels kinda-
No.
the
thing we need to
dwarves
do
are
is let the
all
bartender
attacking
know-
him. It's a fatal 4-way brawl. The goblin leaps up on the counter to check us out. All these guys are crowding around now, checking out the fight. It's getting pretty messy in here. So yeah, you're able to daintily walk out past the fish and past this. None of you guys walked through that, correct? I didn't think I saw.
We've been
you.
skirting
Nope.
the edges.
So that's
I almost did. Yeah.
that is the place that you put down spike growth, I think.
No, I think
right?
that's where I put down entangle.
Entangle, yeah.
Got it. I always remember the difference between those, and it has never confused me. So these guys are all enjoying the fights. As you guys get to about here, you notice. Actually, make a. Let's see, Kel. Your passive perception is very high, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna. Something's gonna happen that's based on stealth. So I'm going to see if that passes your passive perception. Saying it out loud totally negates the point for D&D fans of using passive perception, but it is what it is. It's not that important, but it is a little thing. So let's see what happens here. Okay, meets it. So you're getting some commotion over here as these guys are also, you guess, seemingly stepping around the spike growth to look at the fight. You don't really get a clear look at what's going on as you guys are heading towards the door. So you guys are almost out the door at this point. Oz and Ronnie, what are you guys doing?
I'd like to try to, again, like, not like bolt in a way that's very clear we're together, but also head out to meet them outside, but take a quick look to see if anyone is like gonna follow us or anything else go Breaking Bad, and maybe what the lady is doing.
At this point, it looks like the lady is slowly moving up over here, trying to keep her distance, it seems, from what you can tell from the violence, but is also sort of watching what's happening. These guys are sort of moving in this direction. These guys are the dwarves, it seems, had really been able to hold their liquor really well, and the lizard folk was already wasted when he started this altercation, and they're just wailing on, just like bruising. He's just basically a bloody pile already, and they're just standing over him, like spitting on him. But it's basically all that's happening right now.
All right, then I will head out and follow them outside.
Okay. All right.
With Oz, unless Oz is indicating that he wants to do something else.
Nope, Oz is just gonna let Ronnie take them wherever. If Ronnie is carrying them, they are happy to not use their feet.
Okay, so we're back on the main map here of Jarek Spawn, and you guys are just outside. As you were stepping outside, basically the three of you who had ran for the door quickly are right there, and you're going to immediately run into the B Squad team, as we so lovingly call them. We're going to be represented by the Tavian token. I don't know why Tavian's beat up, but he is, I guess. He shouldn't be. Okay, there we go. So the Tavian token is going to be there to represent. That's where Tavian is. So you're going to immediately run into Polly and Tavian at the front, but with them is Astrid and Slythe and Tuck. And you guys are going to almost collide at the front door. Polly's going to be like, "Oh, whoa there. What's the commotion all about? We were just coming to find you."
Waylon's gonna like jerk a thumb back behind over his shoulder and be like, "Don't trust the nun in there."
Tavian's
have
gonna
good
try to
drinks,
peer
though.
around you. Why? What's wrong? What's going on? Whoa! They're really letting him have it! He's like getting very interested and rushing around the side to watch the violence. Oh, I see a fight in there. You know what that means? There's gonna be some gambling going on too. Slight's gonna push past and enter in.
The nods appreciatively.
It's at this point Ronnie and Oz have joined you as well. So you guys are mostly together at this point.
Right.
You,
Is everyone okay? Do you have everything? Seemed that something
We
was
almost
going on.
No, we almost didn't. That crazy lady in there with the mime's huge tracts of land tried to scam Kel.
I don't know. I think, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not very good at lying. But I think she bought it.
But
Yeah,
Kel,
you
you
did
noticed
great,
that, right?
buddy.
You noticed how every time I said, "Show me the kids," oh, the leprosy. Oh, money. You saw that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I maybe was a bit of a sucker. But hey, that's why I have you. Thank you for preventing me from getting scammed.
And I wouldn't call you a sucker, but yeah, just be careful, man.
I'll try. How am I supposed to tell, though? She seemed so genuine. Did you see her eyes?
She did not want me to look in her eyes.
Where did she want you to look?
Waylon gives him a look. And then again, I'm, down here.
It's honestly
Right.
Kel,
an
make
amateur
a
technique.
make an or make a wisdom save to see if you can understand what he means by down there. You think he means she wanted you to look at her feet.
Her feet. I've heard that in these modern days, some people are into that, and I won't judge.
Kel, she kept trying to stick her boobies in my face.
Oh,
Tavian immediately
right.
starts laughing. You've successfully stolen Tavian's focus. Polly is gonna grab Tavian's head and fold his ears down on top of it. Ah, stop it! What? I'm old enough. I know what boobies are. He says this loud enough that a couple of middle-aged women who are walking by turn and look and tisk their heads at Polly. Oh, now you're getting me caught up in your chicanery. Isn't there any place we can sit down and have a pint? Look, it looks like there's a bar in there.
Yeah, and there's also the nun who's racking up our tab.
Make a whoever wants to, looking back, make a quick perception check in there. Finn, you are actively since the mention of some people being into feet, you are currently looking at your own feet and trying to judge whether or not they are dainty enough to be attractive, and then starting to wonder, it's like, wait, people who are into feet, are they like dainty or are they like big? These thoughts are consuming you right now. You had never really considered it.
So true.
Cal, you look back and the nun is just gone. You don't see her. And you also didn't see the two guys who had been, I think, seemingly harassing Ink as you first initially entered. One of the guys looked like a Minotaur, and the other guy just looked like a Weasley guy. Both those guys seem to be gone. It looks like the bartender has been helping the lizard folk guy get back to the bar. And the dwarves are all already singing their own praises about their amazing fight. And otherwise, things have gone back to normal, it looks like.
She really knows how to make a quick exit, doesn't she? And I just kind of point back. Seems like she's kind of vanished.
Huh.
Serious? I thought. Oh no, that's Nope, that's somebody else. I mean, that just proves our point even more. Why would a nun need to beat feet?
Maybe she's looking for us.
Beat
God, I
feet
hope
has
not.
taken on a whole new meaning after Kelsey's.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad we got out of there when we did. I was about to hit her. I'm not gonna lie.
Please do.
I get
It's
the
just
feeling that
insulting to the craft, honestly. Like, absolute amateur behavior.
I know, right?
I don't know. She seemed like a professional to me. There's no way she was an amateur, right?
As Kel
But
says that, can I try to pickpocket him?
Yeah, go for it. Make a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Can I give assistance by distracting Cal?
Barnacles.
Just to prove the point.
Yeah, I'll say that with Way's help, you can re-roll that. You can do it with advantage.
Alright. Are you serious?
My God.
You reach into Kel's pockets and realize what you're grabbing onto is not his sack of
Jesus.
change.
It's a weird stick.
It's my quarter
Cool
staff.
rock.
I don't know how to respond.
Kel, you just look
Everyone just
down and
watches
seeing
this.
her rummaging around in your pants.
Finn, we're just friends, man. I don't.
No. I was trying to show you how easy it is to get pickpocketed, but I guess I have amateur aura on me now or something.
Ronnie's just watching this and just like, well, I think Oz and I maybe have an errand to run. Hell, did your friend share anything interesting that?
Oh, yeah. I guess the main takeaway is sort of, I'm kind of concerned about our standing on the island. It seems like, you know how the weird bureaucratic dude down at the dock said that he'd like tally up our, I don't know, adventuring score or whatever and tell us how much debt or not debt we were in. It kind of seems like this whole island's MO is to get you in as much debt as possible.
While you're saying
with
this,
them?
Tavian's gonna hold your coin purse above his head. He's like, I got it! Proud of himself.
Hey, where did you get that much money from?
Kel,
Hold really quick.
It's yours. I took it out of your pants. Because it was easy, because she was, fumbling around in there. So you were distracted, and then I just took it.
I probably need to get some new clothes. With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Here, you can have it back. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and man, could I.
Hey, word of warning, there are people running around trying to steal your stuff, so if you get stolen from, don't come and cry running to us, because
No, I'll
we
just
won't help
steal
you.
it back. I mean, you guys seem like you don't even know what you're doing.
She was a professional, okay?
Ronnie mutters, I have no idea what we're doing.
Oz whispers back to Ronnie, I'm not quite sure what's going on either. It's kind of fun to watch, though.
We're trying to teach Kel a valuable lesson.
For sure.
I think he gets it. I think he
I
gets
get
it.
it.
She squints at him.
Don't trust nuns who come up to you and say that their children are dying. I get it. I will be on the lookout for more nuns who tell me that I need to donate to save the children. I get the lesson, guys.
Okay.
I need
Great.
that.
Nope,
got
this
it
is good
again!
For now. This is.
He hands it back to you. Wow, this is easy.
I need you to
progress.
practice the phrase, I left my money in my other pants. Every time someone asks you for... We're going to pretend that you have other pants somewhere else.
Or we can
I'll
go
tell
buy
you
you more
what my papa
pants.
told me. My papa
we can buy
always
more.
told me, don't trust anyone who asks for money unless it's him.
Who
Don't trust.
got that?
Oh, speaking of, and I give Oz the shiny rock back. I didn't really need this, but I appreciate the gesture anyway.
Free rock.
Who had the paper from the banker? Should we go to the bank to understand how
I,
this place works? I
I
feel
believe that
not good about it.
Waylon had the paper.
Yeah.
And if you glance at it now, Way, you see it says 5 on it. You've spent some time in there. You've been in there for like an hour. So it's counted down to 5. So it doesn't seem like it is your turn yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah, we're number 5. We want to probably get...
Sure. Why don't we? Do we know where the bank is in relation to us?
It's supposed to be next to the fish market, right?
A small bit of script appears below the number 5, and it says, "There's no need to come early. You may come at the time when your number goes down to 1."
Okay,
Right,
but
fine.
we still need to know where the bank is.
The writing on it disappears, and an arrow appears on it, pointing behind you in this
Okay.
general direction.
Okay, so it's quite close.
The paper says yes.
I am kind of worried though. Speaking of scams, it kind of seemed like this whole operation was one, and
Just
you know.
Freddy leans down to the paper. Hey, do you know who that nun was?
A big question mark appears on the paper.
Raylan's gonna stow the paper back wherever he was keeping it and then say, I mean, got a couple of entrepreneurial spirits with us. They try and scam us. We can just scam them right back. Huh? Looks at Finn.
I mean, from what I've seen so far, easily.
Ronnie frowns disapprovingly.
At this point, Polly is going to sort of poke her way into the conversation with regards to all like the scamming and the bank and stuff. We were sticking around the docks for a bit, and then there was a bit of a situation with Tuck, but we've got it taken care of. He's fine now. Tuck
Is he here?
Yeah, Tuck is right next to
he's
you
with
guys.
How soggy is Tuck?
He's not soggy at all. Make a
That's worrying.
perception check.
Best case scenario was that he fell in the water.
Ronnie, you notice that he is looks like he has a few twigs and bits of bristly ends of brambles on his like loincloth and in his beard. So it looks like he's been in the bush recently, so to speak.
All right. Well, that's fine. Tuck, are you okay?
Me not like here. Too loud. Too much people. Where
Yeah,
dinos?
We're gonna try to leave soon.
Good.
Just stick with the team, so you don't get left behind.
Astrid's gonna pipe up and be like, I'll watch him, don't worry.
Thank you, Astrid.
She blushes slightly.
Astrid's got a lot going on.
I'm not doing it because you told me. I was gonna do it anyway. She's still
I
blushing.
didn't tell you to. I just said thank you.
I don't follow orders. She walks away a little bit, but
Okay.
only a couple feet and faces away, pulling up her cloak slightly.
Anyway, I think we should try not to hang out here too long based on, Cal, what your friend said. Do we need to meet with her again? Or can we just complete our business with the bank and be done?
Well, there is one thing I'd like to talk to you all about. if you don't mind, says Polly. Maybe we could walk a ways down to the beach for a bit. Not too far from the bank, but someplace where we could have a little bit of... I don't know. Just a little bit of privacy.
I think that sounds great.
Sure.
Wait, I have the perfect thing for that.
Can I put...
I think
Can I
that
offer,
sounds very wise.
Hey, wait, would it make sense for me to put that paper in the handy haversack? I don't like it listening to us.
I don't like it either. Yeah. We might want to just keep an eye on it.
Positive, but I think the handy haversack is like a pocket dimension.
Yeah. We'll just like peek in once in a while.
Yeah, we'll keep an
Hunt it
eye
down
on
real
it so
fast.
we don't miss our appointment at the bank.
Yeah. I'll hand it over.
Okay, I put it in the handy haversack and just keep.
As you are putting it away, you glance at the sheet, and it says on it, "I am just an enchanted piece of paper. I cannot relate or convey information between sources, except what has already been programmed into me."
I hold it in front of Way. Do you believe it?
Can I
And
roll
Finn,
insight?
you two seem like the smartest about this kind of thing.
Yeah, you can insight check the piece of paper. As far as you can tell, the paper is not betraying any secret desires or lies based on how its face looks.
Fair enough.
Okay, sorry, I overreacted. I say to the paper and to Way and give it back.
The paper writes out a new thing that says, "I don't have any emotions, so your apologies are not necessary."
Trust it.
They just sort of like get confused and a little concerned, but don't know what to do next, so give the paper back.
Why can't the paper just be the mayor to him?
Just got it all figured out.
The paper shows a question mark.
I'm gonna stow it.
Okay, we go to the beach.
Okay, so you guys go to the beach. And you walk down a little road. It seems that there's some places that have a little bit of stonework around them. These houses look relatively nice, whereas some of the ones, relatively large, I should say. It looks like perhaps richer people live on this side of the road, of the main thoroughfare. You go to a place where the beach meets the grass. Already Tuck looks a little bit happier as he steps out to the field over here and just sort of like sits on the grass and faces the forest. There's some farmland over here. Sheep are grazing. There's some different crops in different areas, but it looks like a few family farms are around here. You've got a slight... you're about like half a mile away from the docks proper at this point, so you can see the ships. You can see people still tidying up and working on the Dragon's Breath, the vessel that you sailed in here on. Yeah, you're just sort of like chilling out by the beach now.
What is it, Polly?
Well, didn't you find it a bit odd that Horatio stopped basically treating us the way he'd been treating us? I don't know how to describe it quite, but as soon as we made land, it was almost like we were the last thing on his mind. I saw him point to you lot when he was talking to those, I don't know, bank people, and then off he went. He was like a ghost. He was just gone. I'm not even sure where he went. I thought he headed north. But wasn't that strange? You'd think he'd want more business with us, or the statue, or anything like that.
I was gonna ask where he went, if you guys saw him at all.
That's the last I saw him,
mean-
up north.
He could just
We're
be
the
worried
ones-
about surviving, right? He went through a lot back on the boat. Maybe he just fled.
doesn't he have friends
Yeah,
here? He kept mentioning this Captain Scorch, right?
Maybe he went to find him.
I think so too. But it did seem odd that he didn't speak a word to us about it. There was no, I'm off this way and you do your own thing until later. It was almost like, I don't know, but it didn't give me a good feeling.
I
Do you-
mean, we're on Naughty's ship list just as much, if not maybe even more than Horatio is. Maybe he wants to stay away from us because we've got the bigger target.
Or maybe he's squirreling himself away where he's safe and leaving us out in the open. That's what I'm afraid of.
Probably.
It could be. I don't
Yeah.
know that we had any business with him after leaving the island, though. That was the extent of our arrangement.
No,
I was surprised that he was willing to part with the statue so easily.
that's another thing, isn't it? Why would he be? He's a pirate, isn't he? You'd think.
Maybe the more business he had here, the more easy he'd be to find. The sooner he got out of here. Maybe his life's worth more to him than all that gold.
Or he feels safe here. He mentioned
What?
having allies or trying to find allies.
I'm not sure.
But how willing was he to part with the statue when you were talking with him? Was he like, did you have to barter a little? Did you have to work for it?
Not really.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Well, that's all I had to say. I just wasn't sure.
Thank you for bringing it up, Polly.
Of course.
I'm not sure if there's anything to be done about it at this point, but it's good for us to be aware moving forward.
Well, on to
And,
brighter things. How about lodging?
Well, perhaps after we visit the bank, we can understand more about how this place works. Kel, did your friends share anything else?
Honestly, things got kind of hectic when the imp started to go to town on me. I kind of hustled out of there. All she really
Ronnie
said was
jokes a
that
little bit.
all she said was that she couldn't leave the town at all because as soon as she did, debt collectors would probably stop her from doing that.
Well, we don't want to fall into that predicament, so I think before we spend any more money, credit, whatever it is that spends here, we should meet with Mr. Boggs. Mr. Boggs. And
Wade Boggs?
wasn't his name Valey Boggs or something?
Say
What was the guy's name that met us?
Oh, at the docks, the initial
banker.
auditor who came? Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good question. I forget. But he Zaley Box. Box is his name.
Valey.
So yeah, you're very close. Zaley Box, but
Mr.
But yeah,
Boggs and
to
how
to be clear though, I don't think he explicitly said that it would be him that you'd be meeting with, not necessarily.
well, we should perhaps have our meeting at the bank and understand how this debt arrangement works before we overcommit ourselves.
Well,
Yeah.
then I suppose the rest of us will go and check in on Slythe and make sure he's not gambling his life away.
Or giving all his money to the buxom nun.
Right, we'll watch out for that as well.
I mean, he can if he wants to, and Kel, you can if you want to. You should just do it knowing that it's probably not for children.
I probably wouldn't give her all my money, I really did think it was for the children. I should probably be better about that. It looks very sad.
I think Ronnie's like puts a hand on Kel's shoulder and is sort of like, it's not a bad thing to see the best in people and to trust them, but it's good to have friends looking out for you too. And nods at like Wei and Finn.
Yeah, next time someone asks you for all your money, ask a buddy first. Let's just make that a rule.
Give it to them.
That sounds like a rule I can get behind. If they ask me for a little bit of money, should I give it to them?
Yes.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah, it's your call, but like,
I'll probably just check with you guys anyway.
Aw. All right. So you guys have a little bit of time left before your number is going to be called. It's at the next time you check it, you see that it's at 4. It's during that conversation. So it seems like you still have a little bit of time left. Is there anything you guys would like to do in the meanwhile before you make your appointment?
Ronnie, you said you had an errand in town? What's the errand?
Oh, well, Oz, if you still want to, we could try to go find that pet store.
God, yes, now.
Maybe we could poke around and see what's available before the meeting. I think we might still want Oz. We might still want to wait to buy a pet until we know how the economy here works, but we could at least go look.
Oz makes a sad noise. Alright.
You might need to
I
find a
know.
new bar too.
Wait, so
One
we're
with
not
lots of
going
Oz.
shopping?
What's the number? What's our paper at?
4 right now?
It looks like it's going fairly quickly. We could maybe scope out the shops so that we know everything that we want.
Yeah, I need someone to fix my shirt.
You
What
were
happened
at
to
the
your
front
shirt?
of a rather large marketplace in there. And it does seem to be the central shopping district in town. Just FYI.
Well, if she's not there anymore, and the guy that we may have gotten beaten up is even drunker,
Or
it
dead.
might be fine to go back in there.
Do we have to go through there to get to the shopping?
Sounds like it.
Okay, well. Sacrifices, I guess.
So you guys are going to head back to the Seafarer Bazaar?
Yes.
Or like, can we
can I
go
go in
around
first?
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can go whichever way you would like. I mean, you don't have to go there. You can scope out the rest of the town too, see if there's anything that you might need. But what the area that we have as a map for the Seafarer Bazaar is just the front of the fish head, so to speak. So if you look at the way the building is shaped, the entire thing is full of different shops, and it's like a huge flea market full of stuff. So you guys were easily, just based on what you know and probably what Wei and Finn would know, you guys were sort of like in the food court equivalent of the front of the place, so barely scratching the surface of that place. So there might be other just other entrances or just places around the building that you could use, or just wait a while. And yeah, it seems like you made your getaway pretty well. So, you know, this isn't it's such a bustling place, just based on basic understanding of how markets and how busy the city is. It doesn't seem like the kind of place that it would take much for, you know, it's not like you were on the run from the city guards and they have your number or something like that.
Well, perhaps we'll find another entrance. It certainly wouldn't be bad to know about another exit.
make a perception check just as you're sort of like walking the path around the building.
Nope.
You're not sure based on those rolls what is the best way of getting in. There do seem to be like little paths here and there, but it also seems like they might just be for merchant use. You're not exactly certain. Do you guys have control of this token, by the way?
No?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Fight.
Controlled by character settings. You guys can all open it or can all move it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it.
Okay.
Oh
great.
yeah, we should probably see if we can find like a place to sleep.
Right now
Preferably
it's
with bed.
getting to, you can see the sun setting in the it's still warm out and nice out. It is a summer day, so it's not too bad, but yeah, that is weighing on your mind as you as the clock ticks down. You sort of walk all around the Seafair Bazaar, and you see that, yeah, just outside, front facing, there are outdoor shops as well as indoor shops. You're checking your sheets, and it does say that you were down to 2, so you are second in line at this point as you're making your way around.
What kind of outdoor shops?
All sorts of things. There's a lot of the outdoor ones specifically seem to deal in things that you wouldn't want to get the stink of fish and foodstuffs on. A lot of the inside had different foods and different things, different metalworks and stuff like that, stuff with natural odors, whereas the outside has specifically perfumes, linens, different tapestries, some artwork too, stuff that really makes a colorful and exciting midsection. Almost with all the tapestries, it looks like the scales on a fish's back as you move around.
Cool. Guess we keep moving and just like do a loop of it. What is the river and like these bridges and this factory? Like, what else are we sort of seeing about this part of Cherixban?
Sure. As you look across the river here, across the way, there are these nice little stone bridges that sort of you guys can also make basic perception checks if you would like here too. If you want to notice anything of significance. And yeah, Kel, you're sort of just like your brain is sort of buzzing as you are as the day settles down and people start to go back to their homes at the end of their days, and you're sort of getting a better sense of the layout of everything. It seems like you're in the main market district right here. Across the river, it seems like there's different entertainment and lodging. You also catch glimpses of a large windmill sort of in the center of town that seems to be at their equivalent of a town square too. Across the way, a gold-tipped village, gold-tipped building looks like you're not exactly sure what it is, but it does look like a very fancy establishment. And you do see a family of, it looks to be Kenku, entering, and they look a little bit upscale, and there seems to be a bouncer on the outside of it, allowing them entry into it and sort of bowing graciously for them. As you make your way this way, there's a couple of there seems to be like a little sawmill here, and some other houses behind this. The river that leads out to sea also goes to a little pond in the center of town too. And as you're moving, you also catch a glimpse of this pink building out here, which seems to have people coming in and lots of noise and laughter emanating from it.
I think all this stuff is sort of being relayed to the party by way of like excited pointing, like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, look over there, because Kelkin hasn't really been to a big city before.
Right, and it is sort of, as you get deeper into the heart of town, it's there you do notice a lot of little points of interest that sort of got obscured by the fact of how big and bustling the Seafair Bazaar is. There are a lot of little points of interest you can tell throughout the city that are probably more commonly known by locals and repeat visitors, whereas this main market off the thoroughfare is sort of like their equivalent of a Grand Central Station, where most people do their business and come in and leave. That seems to be the way it works. Whereas most townsfolk tend to, the most common folks seem to live in the center of the city around this pond. And at the outskirts of the city, there's also some these richer houses here, and there's also farms at the far edges. You also take note, Kel, of the swamp area over here. Your first, probably one of your first, your closest run-ins with a swamp, given your home terrain. You might have seen some on your path down from the north in Sylvandia, but you do notice that across the river there is a lot of marsh and swampland.
Right. Is this too far out of sight, or is this a point of interest at all, or is it just sort of a building?
I would say that if you were continuing around this path, you would probably get to about here-ish by the time your number is about to be called. So at this point, this looks like some sort of you see guards. They still look pretty piratey, but it looks like they are wearing, like, you know, old discarded armor and stuff like that and standing outside. It looks to be like either a guards barracks or perhaps a jail of something. It is less colorful than most of the places in here, and so it just looks to be something officious and severe happening there.
Right.
It's pretty far, but with the 20 would tell, as we were coming around, have noticed this horrible haunted looking place.
I think with Kel, yes, you would have. Based on what you can tell, it's very far away. Just based on the shape of the building, it looks like some sort of relatively ancient, or if not ancient, then a couple hundred years old, a chapel of some sort. You're not able to get the sense of who it's praised to, but based on the look of it, and actually make a history check based on that. Kel would be able to react, so everyone can make a history check if you would like. You guys, Kel and Finn, you would be able to tell, and Oz, that this is from the old times. This is probably a pre-sealing building, a structure that has been there since the gods roamed the earth, basically.
That might be worth checking out later on. I don't know if it could give us some indication of more details about how the sealing was done, and possibly anything that might help with our current antagonists. And I think Ronnie sort of looks at Wei, trying to figure out how to look at
Fabian.
He's out to lunch.
You hear Wei in your head the sound of Fabian suddenly waking up. I've been here the whole time. I don't know what you're what you're saying, but if you could repeat that, I would be pleased.
Just there's a
Ah.
pretty. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I guess sometimes he's in the world and sometimes he's not.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, Wade just kind of shrugs and says, Ronnie wants to make friendship bracelets, I guess.
Ugh, count me out. And you can feel a vision in your head of him pulling the sheets back on him and going back to sleep.
Yeah, I
Ray's
think he's
just
napping.
that he missed the busty nut because that feels like something he would have liked.
At this point, do you have the sheet out or is it in the haversack?
No, it's out.
At this point,
Yeah,
you hear a
I gave it
slight
back away, but I play.
you hear a slight tone come from it. It's like do 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 do, and it says 1, and a few little like sparks shoot out of it, like miniature fireworks, just little illusions, and it says, "Please make your way to courtly credit." And it sort of points in the immediate direction of it, which cuts a path through here. So you
Is
can
it this fortress looking
yes,
building?
it is a fortress looking thing. So from where you are, you could go a direct route through the back way, or you can go back around the river. Either way.
Yeah, I don't want to piss off the debt guys. Being trapped here sounds like hell.
Yeah, let's just head through the town area.
Okay.
Look for anything else interesting.
As you make your way, you're immediately at like a little bit of a crossroads, and the buildings in front of you seem to be directly where the arrow is pointing. But they look like little homesteads. They don't look like the building you want to go to. How would you like to proceed?
Do these look like banks? I don't feel.
You can make a. I would allow either an intelligence or a wisdom check here, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
I don't know. What?
I was like, this is definitely a bank.
Could be.
I've never seen a bank in my life. That ain't it.
Kel, you've sort of got this analytical brain that allows you to sort of spatialize places like this pretty easily for whatever reason. And so you believe that if the party just cuts around this way, they'll be able to make their way towards the bank. And so you sort of lead the party, and sure enough, within a matter of minutes, you are right there at the main thoroughfare again, with the Seafair Bazaar to your left and the bank entrance to your right.
Can he tell what they are? The little buildings we just passed?
Oh, the little buildings you just passed? One looks like... both of them just look like homes. They look like homes, but they also are in the same color as the Seafair Bazaar. And based on what he is able to ascertain about the construction materials that they are made of and just their general wear and tear, they look like they are slightly refurbished, but were also buildings that were made at the same time that the Seafair Bazaar was also made. So they are some of the oldest buildings here, it looks like. And based on just general street smarts from that role, it would be logical to assume that whoever... someone who's in charge or has a great deal of relationship with the bazaar probably lives in the houses there.
Gotcha. I think as we approach the bank, Ronnie's gonna sort of drop back and like nudge more persuasive people towards the front. They're getting a little... I think the bazaar is maybe not their favorite, but it's a little rambunctious, it's a little rowdy and a little wild. Like this is like they're very aware that this is not their environment.
Okay, so as you approach this building, it does look like a castle keep. It does look like a miniature fortress, but if you would like, you can do an investigation check on the building to try to figure out why it looks so distinct from everything around. I'm sorry, Finn. This reminds you of immediately. It reminds you of and Oz. You guys know what it is for different reasons, but Finn. This reminds you of casinos back home where they're themed to look differently than what their actual construction is. And Oz, this sort of just makes you think of like a children's toy playset. Like it's not a real castle, it's a pretend castle. And based on this, Finn, you think, oh, this is like their branding. This is courtly credits. It's supposed to be like a castle courts. So this is their theming. So that, you know, if people need to find them, this is sort of like their brand is to look like a little castle.
A bit tacky for a bank, but okay.
So who's gonna do the talking?
Oh, definitely not me. I think I've proven that I am not one to handle scams.
I love this.
Fair.
Rita's Ronnie doesn't think that banks are a scam. Yeah,
I
I think-
mean,
Ronnie nods at Kel and just hangs back.
I don't know what's going on, but I can talk to them.
Mhm.
I love that idea, actually.
Like, oh,
For entertainment value.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we may as well start looking for homesteads to purchase in this town. We'll be staying here for a long time.
Talk
don't
to
even
them
know-
about all the dinos I saw. I could ask them if they know where dogs are, if they know what dogs are.
do you
we don't
want a
even know
friend
where-
when you're up there talking? Because I'd be happy to go up there with you.
I mean, if you know what's going on, you might have a better chance at this talk.
Ugh,
Fair
let's
enough.
just go. I don't want to talk
Yep.
about numbers anymore. He opens the door.
Wait,
Okay,
what kind of numbers?
As you are stepping into the threshold, we're going to take our break there, I think, a little bit early than usual, just because I feel like I'm not sure how long this scene will go on, but we're going to take a brief break there so we don't have to cut it halfway. So, yeah, we'll be back, let's say, at 10 minutes to the hour. So yeah, we'll be right back. I'm gonna put on the BRB screen and put you guys on mute. So remind me to take you off mute when we do that. All right, we'll be right back. BRB. All right, we are back. We're just waiting on Oddish, who is busy doing nice things. Nice things.
That's really vague.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice things.
you make it sound like he's burying a body or something.
Yeah.
Nice
Like-
things. For those of you guys who have the have graciously subscribed to this channel or been given some of the new emotes and the subs, the gift subs we got yesterday from JD Llama. Let's give a shout out to JD Llama for handing out all those gift subs. We got some new emotes here. We also have some new redeems. They aren't turned on during Dungeons and Dragons streams, but we do have them. I've got this one I really like that probably doesn't make sense to anybody, but it's Phoenix Wright after he got a cup of coffee thrown at his head. So he just has a coffee mug stuck to his head and his hair is covered in coffee. It makes me very happy. We also have Chrono laughing from Chrono Trigger, one of the games we're still working through. We've got Dixie Kong. We've got Pepino, of course, our scared emote. We also have, the new Kelken saying hi emote, which is like the hello emote for our channel now. My 1-year sub anniversary is next Tuesday. Oh, wonderful, Ruthie. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you so much. Okay,
So Ruthie
Oddish
gets
is
the
No, I mean it
back.
because I
Guys?
have Prime.
Godot throwing the cup at Phoenix. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many good Phoenix Wright things. It's so niche. It's hard to pick. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. There's so much. I love Phoenix Wright so much. Oh, this is another one of my favorites for when good music is happening. Bart just vibing.
Oh, that one's cute.
And we've got Jill from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, along with... I think I can still run... can still run these things. It's alright. Kel's back. You're back, right?
Thank you for waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. We're just shooting the shit. Okay. So, let me pull up my document here. So, inside the offices of Courtly Credit, it's surprisingly lively. You see an inauspicious pinewood building interior, and it surrounds a fleet of systematic, officious clerks and auditors moving around with construct-like precision and efficiency. There's piles of audited and repossessed goods line the back walls, just like a treasure trove of goods that are still being edited. wait. I'm gonna have to break down this so hooligans later. But yeah, there's lots of goods that are still in the process of being, they've either been confiscated or in the process of being valuated, basically. And then they're in the back walls of the office. And chief amongst them, you see the gold statue of Odie is back there. Newly retrieved, it seems, from the ocean floor. There are customers who are standing before you along just a long counter, a wooden counter. A few other people, likely who were, the other people in line right before you. And there's a bunch of auditors, one of which is turning and staring directly at you. He's with another client right now, but he seems to be raising an eyebrow out of curiosity. He is a rather handsome halfling, and he looks like very well put together in a little suit vest and tie and little spectacles, and he sort of eyes you with curiosity before returning to the customer that he was talking to. Unfortunately, this is not the person that you will be speaking to. There is a extremely severe looking half-elven auditor standing before you, and she has the look of a perturbed librarian. She has graying hair tied up in an incredibly painful looking tight bun. And as soon as you enter, she's immediately going to wave you over with the least friendly wave that you have ever seen in your life. And Way you're holding the parchment, correct?
Yeah.
She's just going to snatch it out of your hand, sort of like a bird snatching up a leaf. I don't know why a bird would do that, but maybe they want one. And she has these suspicious eyes that are peering over it. The sheet also is tied to the discount that you've been given previously, and she's eyeing it up and seems to be automatically tallying in her brain what you guys have spent on drinks already.
There's one on there that kind of just showed up. I don't know what happened. We didn't do the ale.
Make a deception check.
Well, that was the nun.
Yeah.
Oh, you're speaking of the nun. Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
this lady just like came up and tried to put stuff on our tab.
Make a persuasion check in that case. Very well.
Love.
Sometimes those things do happen. I will strike that last one from your account.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that was 8 silver pieces total for the drinks that you did procure. These other ones are yours, correct? And as you look at them, that does seem to be an accurate assessment. It seems she's holding up the sheet, and it sort of just annotates what was spent, sort of magically, with the numbers appearing on it.
Yeah.
Very well. We have a lot of business to attend to, so the day is wrapping up shortly. So I ask that we keep the questions to a minimum until I'm done speaking, and if it's all right with you, I will simply tally up your debt for you to start.
So we're just starting with that. Okay, yep.
Yeah. But we just got here.
She ignores this, and let's see here. Based on what I have here, and as she talks, the parchment sort of floats before her and annotates what she's talking about. We have the fee for your voyage. I tally that at 7,000 gold, according to what your captain stated. Let's see here.
Wait, you dropped this off as a favor, though.
She sort of looks over and eyes Oz for a second. Please ask your child not to speak while I am annotating your debts. Thank you.
Excuse you.
Wait, there has to be a way. Don't both parties need to agree to a debt? Otherwise, I could say that you owe us 7,000 for the pleasure of our company. There has to be a system to this.
She sort of like squints and rubs her temples briefly. Are you engaging in a contradiction or escalation of issues with your debt appraisal?
Let's
for the voyage,
save that
yes.
to the end. Cal, let's save that till the end. This lovely lady is just calculating our debt. I am very sorry, ma'am. We're just a little confused. Our good buddy Zaylee failed to mention that we're just jumping into debt. Please continue.
Make a charisma check, please.
I talk good.
Okay, with that 18, she's going to look at you and say, "Oh, friends of Zaylee, are you?"
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. I know how these things can be. It is my job. Many people like to complain, even though I specifically asked them to wait till the end to do so. Anyway.
Sorry, we're new to the city. Anyways, please, yeah.
Yes, of course. That's why you're here. Anyway, 7,000 for gold for the voyage itself. 1,000 gold for your appraisal of debt fee. That's standard. Let's see. It seems you have 2 instances of interfering with Firebeard Brigade business. So that will be a tally of 20,000 gold in total. Of course, there will be there was an issue with your statue, of course, in which it was dumped into the ocean. That'll be another 1,000 gold for statue retrieval fee. And because it is oversized goods, and 1,000 gold on top of that. Now, let's see here.
Sorry, could you just repeat that?
Very well.
So that's Ree. That's Ree asking Matt.
As she is, wait, that's you asking me to repeat that, not Ronnie asking her to repeat
Ronnie is
that.
being quiet and very alarmed. But you said 1,000 for the retrieval of the statue and another 1,000 for just it having fallen?
1,000 gold. Oh, you just want these last two repeated, correct?
Yeah,
1,000 gold for it being oversized goods, meaning extremely heavy, and then the other one, another 1,000 gold for it being for it having fallen into the water and having to be retrieved.
Gotcha. I mean,
We
no,
dumped
thank you.
the statue in the water. That was you guys.
I'm gonna
And
pull Oz
also-
back. I'm pulling Oz back.
Wait, no. We're
Wait.
not our
Oz,
statue.
wait.
We're
Oz,
just
wait.
agreement.
She asked us very nicely to wait to our turn.
It's fine. I understand. There is some confusion there. Well, regardless, I may be able to talk to your friend and see whether or not this was waived. He seemed to fail to do so on your initial paper. But
Is there going to be a debt waiver fee?
How clever. In total, as these are the debts that I have for your organization, I should say, a total of 30,000 golds, less 1,000 if that was actually waived, that statue retrieval fee. So as it stands, you are currently 30,000 gold in debt. She begins to go through some other paperwork really quickly.
Zaylee, when we were talking, he did express that this was not a fault on our side. He assumed the responsibility of it having fallen into the water. He said that the dock was already alerted to the requirements of the statue.
Make a persuasion check. That may be the case, but I do not have any paperwork to back that up right now, and as such, I will have to wait to waive that fee until I speak with him personally, if that's all right. If he is in good faith and that is accurate, then we will be able to waive that at a later date. As it stands now, 30,000 gold is your outstanding debt.
I can pay off the bar tab.
Oh, thank you so much. I forgot. 30,000 gold and 8 silver pieces.
I'll pull out 8 silver.
Just 7.
Wear this away.
Alrighty.
Where'd the extra silver come from?
No, she already took off the thing from the nun. 8 was after
Did you
the
say
nun.
7 earlier?
I thought I heard 8.
8 silver was what I had earlier on that.
Okay.
Because it was going to be 10, I believe. No, it was going to be 9 because it was only 1 silver piece for that, whatever she drank.
May I ask a
Ozzy
question?
may be mishearing this panic.
All the as she is taking this paper, she pulls out another paper which has what looks to be a magical seal on the bottom of it, not the animal, but a stamp seal. It looks like a gold stamp with 2 little ribbons with gold embellishment along them. It looks just sort of like what you previously had, the piece of paper you previously had, but a little bit more nice and official and kind of cool looking. And she's going to, while pressing a button at her desk, she's going to sort of wave her fingers, and the amounts on the one sheet are going to be transferred over to this new document. She seems to be just creating a copy for you guys. As she's doing this, you also notice that the halfling who had given you guys a look while you guys stepped in also turns and looks at this briefly, raising an eyebrow again. You can make an insight check on that if you would like.
Always.
Hey.
Finn, you notice that he seems to be confused by what she's doing a little bit. You're not sure why necessarily, but yeah, he seems like, why is she doing it that way? That's the look he has on his face.
Wait, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question real quick, or do I still have to shut up?
This is your writ de compte. It will tally all of your debts and all of your purchases and any money that you have added to your writ de compte to subtract from your debt, any money you've given to the bank. You'll be able to find a transaction record here on this, and you can keep this with you at all times. Please, it is tied to you, and it will be as soon as I conclude one last point of business, perhaps the most important point of business that we have to attend to. Yes, here. Your statue. And she gestures to it briefly. Well, this is quite the remarkable specimen, is it not? I'm not certain how you came about this, and it is not my point to ask at present. But I can say that after careful consideration and prioritizing this statue due to its wealth and our willingness to get this into a place of security quite quickly, that we can say that this statue is worth 100,000 gold.
Waylon's jaw actively drops.
As she says this, and as she's looking at your jaw dropping, her face sort of like screws up and like twitches a little bit.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Jaw issue. Yeah, I think that is a reasonable assumption to make.
She smiles and nods. Due to the
Something that
statue's
ugly is worth that much?
It's modern art, Oz. Don't worry.
But the face!
She will then inform the party that due to the statue's significant value, and the fact that just doing basic math, it would put them at their account as it stands at it would basically, while this statue is in your possession and part of your account, and this process you're going through now will open up your account as a group with courtly credit. It will, the value of the statue will erase the debt you have because your statue is worth 70,000 more than your debt. And so you are at a, what's the opposite of a deficit? You're at
Surplus.
You're at a surplus of 70,000 gold right now. And we are currently treating you as a unit, as this was what your what our conversation with your captain seemed to suggest, that you are traveling together as a party. Yes. And what name should I use for your group's account?
Sahooligans.
Sahooligans, thank you. And yes,
It's like the equivalent of like getting a goofy picture on your driver's license. Phase.
I would like to, because of the current value you have in your Sahooligans account, this puts you in a very prized and honored position within our community. As you may know, the organization with the most wealth in Jerickspawn is in charge of the community. Currently, this places you in one of the top positions in the community. I'll have to actually go over the records right now to see who else is in the running. But because of your uh, deep and noticeable value, you have been given the title of Noblesse de la Mer, or Nobles of the Sea. And you can see this emblem appear next to the little ribbon at the bottom that says Noblesse de la Mer in like immaculate. What's the word? At a loss for words today, but
Calligraphy?
yes, calligraphy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, script.
In not just cursive, but just like beautiful calligraphy, and it sort of shines and
Illuminate.
glimmers, and as such, you will be available, or you will receive certain privileges that others do not. And I would like, first of all, to congratulate you. And she turns to the other bankers, all of whom, including the halfling, like giving you a nice little round of applause. You get the feeling now that you have achieved, sort of like inadvertently achieved some sort of like the equivalent of like an airline premium status where they like go through little loops and motions for you. We will be securing your statue in our vault tonight to make sure that nothing can come of it. And I would say that as it is becoming the end of the day, and you all look like you could perhaps, forgive me, use a nice warm bath and a wonderfully prepared meal, you do have access as Noblesse de la Mer to access our finest hotel in town, the Yoho Chateau. You may have seen it on your travels if you were traveling along the river. It is a golden yellow establishment, and only Noblesse de la Mer are able to access it and stay there. The common riffraff may stay at the Squawking Sailor, the other establishment, the other inn and tavern in town, but you stay at the Yoho Chateau. And we are just so pleased to have you in town. And she bows graciously.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that we were able to settle this fairly quickly.
Yes, of course. And if there's anything else that you would like me to help you with, please feel free to ask any questions now. You are my last client of the day, so I can spend any time with you that you would need.
Would it be possible? Ronnie like tries to like stoop and like hunch and make themselves small. Would it be possible to know who the other Noblesse de la Mer are? And you said you could check the records to see who else.
Yes. Well, I apologize. These standings are often changing based on who is in town and who is not. But currently, I believe the current people in charge are the Firebeard Brigade, as you likely well know, given your relationship to Captain Horatio. He is a member of the Firebeard Brigade. The person who is in charge of the Firebeard Brigade is Captain Scorch. There are
Do you
also...
know?
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry for interrupting you.
No. It's just I feel a little flustered as there are a few others in town with similar, but perhaps not as much. I'm just personally wondering if you are the second most powerful people in town right now. That would be quite a surprise, especially given your. Never mind. But
We did have quite an entrance this morning.
yes, of course. Oh, nothing, dear. You're Noblesse de la Mer. That outranks me quite significantly. I shouldn't be one to judge.
Damn right. She mumbles.
You're damn right.
Are you permitted to share the level at which one becomes a Noblesse de la Mer and what perhaps separates us from the Firebeard Brigade so we can be as appropriately courteous as is good?
Unfortunately, the Fire Brigade does not allow others to know about its financial situation, both to protect its own wealth and luxury, and also out of a sense of deep modesty.
That's
Of course, of course.
wonderful of them. How good.
I will say, though, and it is common knowledge, that in order to be the wealthiest person in town, one must exceed the previous, the second most wealthy by a matter of 10%. I do not believe that you are currently within such standing. But
I may
that
have
is neither
two
here nor there.
questions.
It's not my place to say.
If I may, can I ask 2 questions? Is that allowed?
Certainly, of course.
You mentioned earlier that one of our fines or fees, I should put it, was our run-in or tussle with the Firebeard Brigade.
Yes.
Do you perhaps have any more details on what we did to wrong them?
Yes, let me see here. I don't have many details, but I was given a note for each instance. Ah, I have here. It says failing one instance. This is the first. Each of these is worth $10,000. I'm sorry, 10,000 gold in debt. One is failing to deliver agreed upon goods to Captain Horatio in service of Nautilus Bloodfoe. And the second is plotting to kill a Firebeard Brigade partner. Oh my.
That doesn't sound like us.
I should
Not at
certainly
all.
hope not. It would do me it would give me quite the fright to think that people of such esteem in our community are also capable of such evil.
Yeah, definitely not us.
Well, is it possible if we are able later to successfully refute these claims to diminish our debt by that amount?
She smiles slightly and tilts her head and is like, for the average person, it could take months of arbitration, but you are noblesse de la mer. That means as soon as we retrieve or receive any indication or proof that your debt should be changed, it will be changed within the day.
As Oz turns his head to the side, noble merfolk, can we charge other people for wronging us?
Well, you aren't quite in charge of the town, of course. That's for the Firebeard Brigade to say.
I guess my second question is, are we, being nobility, are we allowed, are we privy to the account information of other individuals, not within the Firebeard Brigade, just other individuals who may be in your debt?
That will depend on the individuals themselves and their own agreements. It is up to their choice whether or not they are willing to share their current standings with the public or not.
And now, if we wanted to stay in Jarexbon, this beautiful city, and make our living, is there kind of any paperwork that we would need to start up to get these kind of expenses set up? Like, kind of points to the ledger that we've been looking over, the floating one that she's been tallying magically.
To clarify, what specifically are you asking? What kind of expenses? Do you mean like buying a house or starting a business?
Kind of like what Oz was saying, like if we wanted to conduct ourselves as a business, how would we become like official and something that goes on the ledger? How do we become ledger worthy?
Of course, of course. What you're asking is how do you become a guild?
Guilds, yes. My apologies. Sea air.
Of course, of course. Well, it is a bit of a strange situation, I'm sure, and because of the nature of the statue, however you did manage to come into it, it is such a large lump sum. This may be beyond you. You haven't exactly. This isn't a matter of earning money over the course of many years, although I don't know how many years it's taken you to get this statue. But I will tell you that what you would need to do if you would like to formally operate as a greater organization is to become a guild. That does have certain fees associated with it, but it also and has certain legal hoops for you to jump through. And if you would like, I can start setting up that application for you tonight for you to have and go through by tomorrow after you are all well rested, if that is all right with you. But in general, you would need a formal name for the guild. You would need to pay the registration fee, which I believe is 5,000 gold, and you would register here. You would also need to pick a type of guild that you would like. Your options are a merchant's guild, an adventurer's guild, that seems like it's likely the case, a mercenary guild for the more bloodthirsty, a charitable guild, which is one that gives out money to those in need, and a functionary guild which fulfills duties as they see fit, hopping from one of these to the other at a moment's notice. You also would need to establish a business residence. So there is a place to forward mail so that it does not become boxed up in our postal system. As soon as you become a guild, you tend to receive a lot of business information coming through the mail. So you would need to either rent or secure an office space. So that is something to consider. And it is also a requirement that you have a minimum of 8 employees and a formal percentile payment scheme in place. This is to make sure that we have on the record what you would pay each employee, what they are valued to you, in case there are any matters to be arbitrated later, i.e. someone did not receive the pay that they were promised or claims they did not, we will have a way of measuring that. You would also need to verify completion of at least 3 jobs of your guild's type, and those have to be certified by courtly credits, meaning previous jobs will not count. You will need to complete those jobs under our watch, so to speak. And yes, I believe that's it. It does seem like a lot, doesn't it? But I will be able to give you more documentation on this on the morrow.
Is there a fee for you beginning that paperwork?
If you would like, I can... Well, in truth, I would be able to expedite it, but it doesn't really seem like there is a point. If you don't have any... if you cannot fulfill all the other requirements early, there's no point in you paying me to officially register the guild. There's no need to pay me to expedite the process, but the registration fee is 5,000 once you've completed everything else. It's really the last stop on everything else you have to do.
Right.
And-
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't want to speak for you. I'm thinking maybe we'll just come back when we seem to hit more of the requirements. Give us a chance to kind of consider
Yes,
our
of course.
options.
And feel free to send a servant or an employee to let us know that you are coming, and we'll be able to clear our schedule for you. You are noblesse de la mer, so you will be able to skip the waiting process as well.
I mean, in that vein, as adventurers new to the town, how would you suggest we go about building up our income? Are there jobs to be completed, tasks to be done?
Yes. Well, what sort of work did you say you all were in at this point?
Not killing people.
Definitely not. What's the name of our adventuring guild again?
It's a strange thing to say, but
Sorry, I am praying to my god DM.
Valor Bound?
Oh yes, the Valor Bound Society. We previously have been partnering with the Valor Bound Society.
Adventurers Guild, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
I believe we've had a few of those types in our ports at some point before. I see. And at present, you are striking it out on your own. You're considering anyway, to start your own adventurers guild then. So I suppose the best step for you as adventurers, have you been to the Seafair Bazaar yet?
Oh yeah.
Who's
Brief-
asking?
Briefly, just for a drink, as you saw.
She keeps looking at you, Kelken, like, what are you raising an eyebrow? Yes, well, there is a quest board there. You will be able to speak to the lady who operates it. A nice little goblin woman. Very, very polite. A tad too enthusiastic for my liking, but she will be able to tell you more about what jobs are available. Just make sure that when you do accept jobs, you either keep your Rittekompt available so that it can make note of your activities, or bring a courtly credit representative along with you so that they can formally make sure that the jobs have been completed to a sufficient extent. The person who runs the quest board, yes, her name, Delia Faulkner is her name.
Is
the
this
quest
the person
board
that
gal.
said to Ronnie?
Her name is what?
Delia
Delia.
Faulkner. Yes, it is the person who you spoke to previously when I was running you, Ronnie.
And they were like, she was like, "You're just the type I'm looking for." And then
Exactly.
I got distracted because of goats.
Yes, exactly. That is the quest board booth, sort of just near the goats.
You said Delia. The nun?
I'm sorry?
There was a woman that we met. You'll remember on our writ there was the ale. She not
Sister,
sister Delia Dahlia.
is there a
Hmm.
charitable guild in town that serves children?
Sick children.
Quote, sick and dying children.
There are
Yes.
no formal charitable guilds operating here out of town. There are some that have courtly credit. They have an account with us, but are operating out of other cities, either on Plantania or on the Elder Glass Edge. So I'm not familiar with what you mean. No, and that does not sound like any of the people that we know, although I don't know much about them myself, but there is a temple nearby, but I don't know of them to be asking for charitable alms. So no, I don't think these are the same person. Was this nun a goblin with curly hair?
No,
No.
human woman. I think she had an injury on her leg. She seemed to be not steady on her feet.
I see. Well, I guess there were two different people with the name Delia then.
Like,
Stranger things have happened.
in this world? In this economy?
Like, didn't you say they had land, Waylon? Wouldn't they know a landowner here?
Oh my god.
Are you referring to?
The woman with huge tracts of land.
Oh,
I did not understand what Way meant by that. He took that as she's a landowner.
he may very well be. You know, women, they can do anything they set their mind to, Oz. And I just clap him on the shoulder.
Yes, quite. Is there anything else? You see the halfling is finishing up with his client, and he comes over to you, or he comes over to the auditor you're currently talking to, and he just sort of cheerily says, everything all right here? Oh, yes, of course. And we're just finishing up. These are Noblesse de la Mer, of course. Ah, yes, I heard. That's quite lovely. Congratulations. And he nods a little bit. It's quite the statue.
I think Ronnie, because they didn't do well on the insight when we were trying to check out what was up with this halfling, but clocked Finn like noticing something, but just interpreted as like Finn having a crush on this person, and so like does a small like elbow nudge.
What?
He sort of notices this, and then he like looks between you two.
Ronnie looks down and away.
Right. Well, I can tell when I'm not wanted. Very well. Well, just reminding you we're closing up soon. So, and he walks back to his station. Well, if that's all, then I can let's see. Oh yes, you can just use your writ de comp to point you in the right direction of the of this hotel where you'll be staying, the Yoho Chateau. And yes, you should be able to get a nice meal there, and any sort of bathing accommodations you would like, and wonderful, wonderful feather down beds, just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I suppose. Sorry. One final question. In terms of the debt that we accrued for messing with the Firebeards, do we have any protections in place to stop them from? They seem to have a lot of power here. To stop them from just saying that we've wronged them and incurring debt. It seems to be a guilty until proven innocent sort of system here. So, how do we prevent that from potentially happening?
Make a charisma check right here.
Oh no.
Ooh, charisma, just flat charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
sounds about right.
Kel.
She flutters her
I'm
eyes
gonna-
like.
Can I use my calming presence?
I'm gonna say there isn't enough time for you to do this. He's already offended her.
But
Oh,
but
no.
I'll say we're very alarmed that we transgressed without realizing how, and we certainly don't want to offend anyone.
Well, it seems like your friend here believes that the Firebeards just smack debt onto whoever they'd like, and that must make them a rather ruthless and cruel organization.
Galgan is nodding his head.
Oh, and yet he persists. Well, I would say you should be very grateful that you are noblesse de la mer, because such talk is not treated lightly in this town, and they are the Firebeard Brigade, and they are very much in charge of this town. So even though you are noblesse, I would ask you to treat your betters with slightly more respect. And then she like taps her papers as if to end the conversation on the counter.
Thank you for all of your help. I'm remiss.
We'll give him a talking to.
Was in the back. I didn't catch your name, but you have been so helpful.
Ah, yes, Violetta DeCaffrey.
Thank you so much for all of your help, Violetta. Ms. DeCaffrey, we will be the very model of good citizens.
I should hope so. No murdering. She looks at you, Cal.
What I do?
The nicest one.
The one with kind eyes.
The one with kind eyes. Yeah.
Least likely
I'm
to
gonna
murder.
give him a talking to. Don't
Yes.
worry.
Remember, you're noblesse now. Act like it.
Just continues nodding his head.
What was it, Violetta? What?
DeCaffrey.
The
Thank
Catherine.
you.
Finn impulsively does a mocking laugh back at her, but like trying to be sticky, but like
Make a deception check.
hey.
Wow. She sort of she thinks you have the same kind of laugh as her, and you both just sort of like laugh in an uppity way in symphony. She seems tickled by it. You also in this moment see the halfling turn and look at you guys as you're laughing, and he raises an eyebrow again.
All right, yeah, we got a fancy inn to go to. Shall we?
Please.
As you exit the establishment, you notice that it is now almost completely dark out. There's torches lighting and some lamp lights. The streets, so it's easy to find your way around. You're not going to be stepping over loose cobblestones or anything like that. It is a dirt path here for the most part, but you are able to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Once we are outside, I think Ronnie wants to turn to Finn and be like, I thought you wanted to talk to that halfling.
I mean, I was thinking about, asking him. He looked like something was suspicious. I don't know if that was about
You look like what?
What were you gonna ask him?
what? Suspicious?
Oh, I
What?
misunderstood. Nothing. Never mind.
Can I insight Ronnie?
If Ronnie will let you, yeah, you can.
I mean, I don't think I can stop someone doing an insight check on me. I'll give you a deception check.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my god.
Meets it, beats it. 218. So that means Ronnie, you could sort of fake your way out of this.
I think
Do we
Ronnie's
need to-
broken.
Do we need to? He was acting suspicious. You said. Ronnie says loud.
Ronnie is staring off at the sea. It's hard to tell what Ronnie is thinking.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes when your coworkers like fucking up and you don't want to say anything in front of them because it'll like kind of cramp their vibe. That's what I was picking up on.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
maybe we should talk to him if we see him again. If Violetta was messing with paperwork, it could mess with our ability to do what we need to do.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, that ended up better than I thought it was going at first. So
Yeah, no, I was thinking we were gonna have to skip town. And I don't have enough disguises for all of us.
Yeah, what happened?
like in general,
What worse? I said we were in debt, then we weren't in debt, and then we were merfolk. I don't understand.
yeah,
Don't
no,
worry,
we're gonna
I
go
talked
to
us
the
out
spa.
of it. I think she really liked me.
Yeah, Kel, new rule, Kel. Whatever you think of the Firebeard Brigade, say the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if I think that they're cool people, I should diss them to their face?
Well,
'Cause-
no.
Yes,
We don't do that.
exactly.
They're our best friends. We should absolutely trust them. They have our best interests at heart, right? Yeah.
They sued us for like 20,000 gold.
Kel, I know.
No.
I
The
know.
boy's right.
You're not wrong. But they're also in charge here, and we will get in more trouble, so you have to say the opposite.
Man,
I don't know if I like this city.
I'm learning a lot.
We should get the B team before they rack up a lot of debt.
Yeah.
I mean, what even
Also,
would they do?
I don't know if we want to bother. It's getting late, but like it just feels like staying at the fancy inn might be a good way to burn a lot of our credit right now. And we might need to earn enough to take over this town so that we can change the laws
Right.
so that the debt thing doesn't happen.
I didn't know you had an interest in politics.
I don't. I hate it, but I can't get out of it now because we're stuck here.
I mean,
The
we're
way to
not
get out
stuck
of it
here.
is through.
We can just leave. We're not in debt here, apparently.
Do you think we can just leave? Cal, didn't your
We're
friends
not in
say
debt.
they would chase us? We could leave.
Yeah,
That's
but she was in debt. I was trying to ask Violetta if I could ask about her, but she sort of just said, ask the person. So I'll probably do that. But I'm pretty sure Dr. Wilder is just straight up fully in debt. We don't have that. We probably could just leave, though I would like to help her.
Could we just
Yeah.
use our credit, pay off our friends, and leave?
I think
We
so.
just sneak her out and not pay the debt.
Oh, definitely capable of that.
But
Oh,
if
yeah,
we're
that's
not
easy.
gonna stay here, why wouldn't we just pay them off?
I don't want to be
Because
chased.
then we don't have to pay them off.
You know
But
what?
It seems
We
like
could
the
have
money's
this
kinda
wonderful
stuck here, so if we're
conversation
not staying here, why does it matter?
in a
Exactly.
luxury hotel.
Okay, we can. Well, I guess sure. Let's stay at the nice hotel. Can we pop into the Should we pop into the market, see if there are any good-looking jobs on the board, and then collect our friends and go to the hotel?
We just
Sure.
got here. And you
What?
want to work already?
I would
Ro-
like a day
Ronnie.
of no work, please.
Ronnie wants to be super mayor, guys. We have to be encouraged their
Yeah.
newfound passion in politics.
I thought it was really cool. I was kind of into the idea of starting our own guilds. You know, I don't think Valor Bound is like that interesting. They're probably not going to be thrilled that, you know, Odie's dead. So it might be kind of cool to
And-
have our own guild, and then we could also maybe, you know, invest in the resort or whatever.
Are you saying that we can keep the statue? I was worried you were going to say we couldn't keep the statue.
Well, that really seems to be out of our hands in almost every sense of the phrase. And
Well, yeah, I do like the idea of a guild, right? We could use a base of operations. We could have our own jobs. We could make people run them for us and take a percentage of the cut for doing absolutely nothing.
yeah, maybe
can-
Tavian and Polly want to start their own crew or something.
We can charge the annoying nun lady when she asks us for all of her money. Our money.
Yeah, we could charge
Yeah.
her.
Kelken, when you think of when you come up with that idea of, you know, running a business, basically, your mind flashes to you in that office from your dream.
Oh.
Oh boy.
You know, we could still be out in the field too. Anyway, we don't have to decide that now. I just think that'd be kind of neat. Maybe this isn't the place to do it in a town that can be taken over by whatever rich person comes along, but it's interesting. Anyway, we definitely need to figure out what the fuck's going on with Horatio, because what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started.
So he just fully abandoned us.
And charged us 7,000 gold.
Well, no. Whoa. Actually, that's a very good point to bring up. Because it wasn't just the 7,000. He ratted on us. He's
Yes.
the one who got us charged for that 20,000. Conspiring to kill a partner? That's naughty, right?
Also, are we doing that?
Are we?
For the
Killing-
purposes of standing out here in the wide open? Of course not!
Okay, great. That's what I thought. Ronnie,
And
maybe
then
not
Waylon gives
following.
Ronnie a look.
I don't see why you think that a room in a fancy hotel is going to be more private than a
It's not,
deserted
but I can
city
give
square,
more
but-
looks like this.
Oh,
You can do the,
like
the
that.
hand gestures like you did, and Waylon's gonna try like mimic one or two of them.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Got it.
I might actually. Oh, I'm proficient in it.
You perfectly mimic Ronnie's hand motions, although they don't connote the same meaning because you're just arbitrarily using them.
Right. Those are the motions that mean, like, move forward stealthily and
Yeah.
like get ready to attack or something.
Yeah, and like hold.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Sorry, I got distracted. But yes, you're right. We should head back. Should we collect our friends?
Yeah.
As you slowly make your way in this sort of direction, you see sort of like camping out front by a little outdoor bonfire is the B team all sitting there, sort of like waiting for you guys. And they all sort of stand up and come around and sort of inquire how it went.
Thank
Good
you for
news.
your
We're starting to get. Oh, sorry.
Thank you for your patience, and then maybe just to Polly, like, I'm sorry if it's been chilly out here, but we have access to better accommodations now that we're fancy people here.
We're starting a guild.
Guild
We
day.
are?
It sounded like we wanted to. You want to be mayor, super mayor.
I'm interested in starting a guild. I didn't know if anyone else was interested. I'm very excited right now.
I really want to start a guild.
Ronnie's ears are like full, like perked up, facing forward.
to poke at that for a second there, how does to just get inside, I'm just curious, this is just like not I guess a little bit above game, but how does Ronnie feel about a guild knowing that would mean being around a lot of people?
I don't think they are thinking of it like that. Like, I don't think that they have any real sense of what it would take to run a guild or have a guild, like, other than just literally the conversation we just had. I think that they are sort of like, oh, like, we wouldn't have to work for the Valor. Like, we wouldn't have to be working for someone else. We
We'd
could
be
just
our
do what
own
we're
bosses.
doing. Yeah, we'd be our own bosses. We could just do our own thing. So I don't think that they are thoughtful about, like,
The
you have to get an office
bureaucracy.
space.
Yeah,
You
right.
have to pay people. You have to do these things. I think they are just like,
This is about
we
what
let-
Ronnie initially wanted, which was that Ronnie got tired of being out on their lonesome, so to speak, and reached sort of plateaued with what they could achieve solo, but also didn't necessarily like being under someone's thumb in this sort of third tier guild. And so this is like a pathway towards that autonomy a little bit.
and especially now that like they have friendship tattoos and this stuff, I think that they're like really into like, we can keep doing this, but we can just do the jobs that we want to do and not,
yeah.
I don't think they're thinking it through in any sort of business plan way.
No,
But
right. Yeah.
They've
and
never even thought about, this isn't like a goal of theirs from before.
No,
She just
I didn't
said
get
it,
that. I
and
was just
Ronnie was like,
curious how that circle was being squared, but when we go from it from that perspective, it makes total sense to me. I just wanted to, as a DM, pull back the curtain on that slightly. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense. So the rest of your sidekicks are intrigued at this notion of starting a guild, especially Tavian, who turns to Polly and is like, "This could be the start of our restaurant." And Polly's like, shh, shh, shh. She's sort of smirking. But you get the sense that they've been talking about starting a restaurant on there as a side
If
business.
you need a taste tester, I volunteer.
Yeah! He's super excited about that. Slythe approaches, and he's like, oh, guild day. That seems like a way I could add my expertise. Especially outfitting a bunch of people. That could be having a blacksmith on retainer. I like the sound of that. I'm on board if there's, room for me. I don't see why there wouldn't be, but, yeah.
Well, I don't know, Slythe. Would you be interested in making things go boom once in a while? I don't know if that's up your alley.
Might be, yeah. Tuck has a look on his face that is just completely blank.
I have to imagine I did forget about them, but has Tuck maybe just been hanging out with Tonka?
Yeah, Tuck has been mostly hanging out with Tonka. Tonka has characteristically been about taking a long time to catch up with everybody. But by the time that the B team has been waiting outside the Seafair Bazaar, he's currently just like got his hand on Tonka's back.
I like to think that the time it took us to go from here to like here to like here to like here to like here and then back here, Tonka has just made it this far.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Tuck looks a little bit blank. And Astrid looks a little bit sullen.
It turns out we are allowed to enter the nice hotel. So maybe we can treat we can treat ourselves to a nice meal and a good night's sleep.
What hotel?
The Yoho now.
Yoho Chateau.
Yoho Chateau.
Tavian looks at you guys. No, I think he means what is a hotel?
Oh. A building for sleeping in.
Why not sleep by moon?
You could.
Okay.
Did you like
He
sleeping
just
on the ship?
runs off in this direction.
It might be best actually. Wait, talk.
Okay.
Astrid looks furious and goes after him. Tonka very slowly heads after them too.
Astrid, if they want to stay out there, I think it's fine for Tuck and Tonka to sleep somewhere. Just if they can explain a little bit about not taking other people's property or something. But
At this point, the only person who can hear you is Tonka, who is still within range. Tuck ran off and immediately went onto all fours like a beast and was just gone.
do you think that he's on our do whatever?
Well, that's the thing.
Ronnie
Did we
says to
really
everyone else.
register any of these people? Any of our friends on? Is it just given that we can pick whoever we want? Do we need to like register them or anything?
Polly sticks her nose in it. No, it doesn't say anything about us in here.
Hmm.
Do you even know if we'll be given special accommodations?
Well, if we're fancy people at the fancy hotel,
Yeah, we could all just say we
Probably.
have plus ones.
would let us bring. Yeah, I think Ronnie starts to like get flustered. You can't really see that they're blushing because they're furry, but they're like, it's like a thing that happens at hotels, I guess, or something.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Tavian
the fancy
says.
hotel
Pillow
sounds
fights.
expensive.
That's what I was thinking, Oz. But
I
you
mean,
know,
hey,
if we're not going to try to take over the town, it doesn't really matter if we use up some of it. But maybe we could at least ask at the front desk how much
and if
it
it's not
is.
to our liking, we've stayed in worse. We stayed in a cave for a couple days. We could always go to the worst inn. Can't be much worse than that, right?
Well, you
You go
guys can
dig a
stay.
hole in the trees over there, and we can sleep there.
Oh,
Right, camping. Love that.
Everything
I don't
that
know.
Finn does not want to hear.
you guys can live your truths, you know? There's no one or nothing that can stop me from sleeping in my own room and getting a bath.
You said it's late-ish now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that the sun has set, so it's not super late. It's like maybe 7 or 8 p.m. right now.
Do you think that does Ronnie think that the pet store would still be open?
Based on make a perception check just about local businesses. Hey, we're getting a raid. Hang on, folks. Goblin Tuesday. Thank you for the raid. Campfire Stories. Thank you for the follow. We were doing some D&D too. How did your game go? You were playing tonight too, didn't you? Thank you, Campfire Stories. Thank you for the follow right now. Yeah, join us in following Goblin Tuesday. Our party has just arrived in this town. They instigated a meager bar fight and then ran away from it. And then they went to find out that they were 30,000 gold in debt. But then also they found a statue that was worth 100,000 gold. And so now they are basically local legends. Welcome in Altaria, Campfire, Green Dragon Koi. Welcome in. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We were just building and doing some lore writing. Oh, wonderful. How did that go? Totally found it. So yeah, we're just in mid conversation about what their next steps should be. But yeah, thank you very much for that raid. I understand if you need to raid and run or go and use the facilities or grab some food or whatnot. But yeah, we'll be here. So thank you. Oh yeah, you can watch all of our previous episodes over there. I just read about oh my god, I love the Eric Andre show. Well, investigate 311. That's what I always say. Okay. Where were we? Trying to decide whether or not we're going to stay at the hotel. Finn really wants to stay at the hotel. Oz wants to sleep in a hole in the woods.
And you know, like you
Ozzy likes digging holes.
shouldn't be by in the hotel by yourself. I might need to get a room too. You know, buddy system.
Your perception, 15. You get the sense that most shops are closing up. Seafair Bazaar still looks open, but you see a lot of people, like a lot of the outdoor shops and stuff like that. They're already unattended. It seems like a lot of things close up around 8. Not everything, but it seems to be a majority of businesses in town are closed now. So it might be a moot point to go check it out. That's just your guess. Pet store might be closed.
Oz, I'm sorry we didn't make it to the pet store today, but now that we have money to spend, maybe we can go together tomorrow.
Totally forgot about the pet store. Let's go check it out.
I think it's closed. I think it's closed now, Oz.
It's still there in the windows.
Okay.
You're all insane. You're all insane.
Maybe we can walk. We can walk past it on our way to the hotel. Maybe.
Narrator, they could not.
Where's the pet
Peer
store?
through the windows and befriend the dogs.
The dogs need to sleep too, okay?
They
We
do.
all need to sleep.
It's so early. She just wants a bath. It's so bad. First
Can I ask
bath
her to
in
get-
probably a month.
The Rit du Camp where the pet store is.
I don't think so, but didn't you already learn from Delia Faulkner where the
Yeah.
pet store was? I'm pretty sure.
She could have described it.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty
we were
sure she
interested in
already
saying
told you
describe-
generally where it is. And if
But
she
we
would
were
if she
in the
would
map.
have, she would have
So
said
Ree doesn't know.
Ree doesn't
There we
know.
go. That's-
Yes, I
isn't
think
it that
that's it. Yeah.
It's either it was around here. That area.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this right here.
Well,
And
Oz,
the hotel was here.
I think the pet store is closer to the hotel. So what if we get some rooms and then we can pop over in the morning? As soon as the
I'm gonna
puppies
get a
wake up.
dog.
Yeah.
Hey, we have 30,000 gold. I'm gonna get a ton of dogs.
Well, let's see which one you like best.
$70,000.
I was
We're
just
in
by
debt
the
again.
Store.
All right. So are you guys heading over? Currently with you is, let's see. I'll pull out the the other tokens so you guys know who's where. Tuck went off running in that sort of direction.
Can I attach a note to Tonka for Astrid?
Why is
That just-
Astrid's bar so...
As where we're staying and that she should come join us.
Because Tonka is so slow. Yeah, you can. Tonka's still not out of sight even after that 10 minutes of extra conversation. Tonka is just sort of like still like here in the center of town. So you could just take a piece of paper from either whoever has paper and just stick it onto one of his spikes.
I do that.
And he continues off in that direction. We'll just say he'll eventually meet up with them at some point. So let's say A team and B team are both headed in this general direction. So you walk past the mouth of the Seafair Bazaar. It's starting to get a little bit quieter in there in terms of the merchants and the salespeople aren't barking anymore. But now a new kind of clientele is some of like the salty sailors from the docks are all filing in. It's about to get rowdy in a new way. You can tell it gets really messy at night. So you're able to cross the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, are we able to infer that this is like the Firebeard spot?
Yeah, do a perception check on this large manor house. You
Not
see.
even gonna bother.
Wow, Kelken gets a natural 20. So Kelken, this is your second time walking by this area also.
I was like, I noticed that earlier.
He's already got like a doodle of it in here. As you can tell, these pirate type guards that are standing in front of the long fence inside are probably, they each have this like little red patch on their vest that makes me think that represents fire, and probably they're in charge of the Firebeard Brigade. And Kel just explains that, yeah, based on the size of what looks to be a manor house and the amount of land and the fact that it's gated off, he would have to imagine that this is probably where Captain Scorch resides, and maybe some of his men reside. And also, since it's to the north, it could be where Horatio went off to.
Yeah, probably where Horatio is. Ugh, what a...
Well, it's dark. Maybe in the morning if you want, without, freaking them out too much. You're a good tracker, right? Maybe you could see if you can figure out any clues about whether he really went in there.
Yeah, I'll take a look. It seems like where he'd go, especially after throwing that debt on us, since they're in charge here. But we can talk about that in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, Tavian scampers across the bridge, Polly chasing after, and stops in front of this place. This is clearly the Yoho Chateau, and it is very, very nice. It looks like it has some gilding along the edges. It's got like a painted yellow thatch, and it also has a nice chimney with smoke coming out of it. And in front of it, let me pull up the sheet for this. You also notice that in general it has a nautical theme to it. And even the exterior is easily the cleanest place that you have seen in a long time, even more so than the bank. Very ornate manorial house exterior with 3 floors. And in front, you see a gruff half-orc bouncer who's wearing a very nice fitted purple suit. But it is a little bit old, and it is tearing at the seams a little bit due to his bulging muscles. And he's sort of standing outside like a bouncer at a nightclub, kind of. As you approach, he holds out a hand. Ritz.
I hand him our writ.
He checks it out. It sort of like floats in front of him like a magic scroll that just appears as soon as you release it, and he checks it out. His eyes sort of, his eyebrows sort of raise, and he does a little bow. Says, "Welcome, noblesse. Enjoy our many accommodations."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I reach a hand out and before it touches him, say, sort of gesture to the little rips and say, may I?
May you what?
Cast Would you like me to repair those?
Oh, you can do that with magic?
Yes.
I mean, sure. Give it a shot.
If it's part of your aesthetic, I don't need to. I just thought
No, it's just I bulked up a
suit.
little since I got this. I'm worried as soon as you do it, it's just gonna pop again. But yeah, keeping it nice for a few days. They'll probably like that in there. So yeah, sure, why not? I appreciate it.
I cast mending on the rips and suit.
the little rips and tears on it, like all the little thread bound thing, it just start to fix themselves and rethread and come back together as snug. I forgot how my let's say muscles and not belly puffed out the middle a little bit. But thanks, appreciate it. He gives you a wink.
And nod.
Kelkin's also taking Waylon's advice to heart. So as they're walking in, Kelkin just nods at the bouncer and is like, "Glory to the Firebeards," and continues on his way.
Waylon gives him a thumbs up.
Make a charisma check.
Oh no!
Oh no. Why do you torture him?
Oh!
Yes.
Yeah. Glory to those guys, definitely. He just sort of then he turns as Ronnie, as you're passing, he grabs you by the bicep, like kind of firmly, and he pulls you close. He goes, "Hey," and he leans in real close so that nobody else can hear. And he's like, "You really want to get the Blossom shampoo they got in there if you're doing a bath. I know it takes forever to dry out if you got a lot of hair, but that stuff works wonders." He pats you on the back.
Okay. Thank you.
He winks again like he's doing you a solid. And goes back to his stoic exterior.
I think Ronnie interprets this like sort of like as a solid, but also is definitely their vibe is like 3-in-1 kind of stuff. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. And I think they lean over as we keep walking in. Finn, what's Blossom shampoo?
I don't think I've heard of it. Probably really fancy shit though.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Finn, make an intelligence
okay.
check to see if you would know this. I think you probably
Maybe it's
have
like
some.
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's my intelligence? Here we go.
Meow. That's a save, but I'll take whichever one is higher on this. I feel like Finn would know this. Let's just say it's a gimme.
It was a 15 on the die.
Oh,
it's a
natural
23.
20.
Oh my lord!
Invented this shit, baby.
They're talking about cherry blossom shampoo, like the kind that just smells really good and is likely from the Elder Glass Edge, and is just like it has like a floral odor, but it also has a way of sort of silkening hair or fur in such a way that it's like it makes you feel clean, and just like the hair won't get knotted as quickly. It's really well known as sort of like a smell that is very popular, especially with like elegant ladies and stuff like that.
I mean, if you use that shampoo, Ronnie, you probably will smell like flowers for days.
That's fine. Right? Is that fine?
Sounds nice.
Okay. Well, I pick you up
No
a lot,
complaints.
so it's important that you are okay with how I smell. I'm sorry it hasn't probably been great lately.
Ronnie, make
no,
a
Don't worry, I
like
got used to the
flowers?
smell of boar from Kel's bag.
Ronnie, make a quick wisdom check.
Great. Cool. Good.
You're like, why does this half-orc want me to smell like flowers?
Yep.
A shiver
Well.
runs down your spine.
That's weird. You don't think it would give me away if we end up needing to sneak anywhere, do you?
Unless we were being tracked by someone with really good smelling, then no.
You can always just roll in the dirt first.
You know what? Thanks. That's a good point, Oz. Yeah. Okay.
Well, then why? Never mind.
These people are maniacs.
The first thing I'm gonna do when I get a dog is we're gonna roll in the mud together.
This is a team private bath ensuite bath and team possibly dig a hole in the woods.
Yeah, wait. Where does Kel stand in this divide?
I
A
think
ditch.
Kel is very eager to try new things out. Not 100% sure if he'll like it, but you know, he's been really good in the city so far. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. We love that for Kel.
Yeah.
But he likes flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, flowers, druid.
Can I nudge Way and Finn Ford again, sort of like at the bank? Can you find out how much it costs to get us a room, or get us our rooms, or maybe there's a room big enough for all of us? I don't know how big they make beds.
A place like this, they're gonna have huge beds, Ronnie. They might have rooms that are just beds.
Like for all of us,
they might.
or like hammocks, like on the ship.
No,
No.
no. Oh no, this kind of place? Fuck no.
I don't stay at places like this.
Hundreds of geese died for this building.
I don't
Falcon
feel
looks
good about
horrified.
that.
Like, what?
You-
The 2 city kids.
Okay,
and
they
the
didn't die.
3
They're probably just
nature
naked. It's fine. It's
weirdos.
fine. You know what? I'm gonna go over here.
At the mention of
I'm
all
going
these,
inside.
at the mention of all these dead geese, you see Tavian licking his lips, and then he announces, "I want to sleep with Polly." And Polly gets this like concerned look on her face as the half orc stares at her. He's like, "Not like that. He means because he's a kid." And oh my god, and she follows him in. As you get inside, you find just this beautifully lovely interior that has a sort of like the mix of golden blue, and definitely continues on with that seafaring theme. The first thing you notice is directly in front at the desk is a stately, flowy, androgynous Eladrin, a Feywild elf, who welcomes you in a very showy manner, extending their arms out. You see them before this beautifully carved desk with lots of fleur-de-lis embellishments. The place has these like shapely curved flame lanterns all around on the walls, blue striped wallpaper, and there's lots of paintings too of famous ships and sailors around the area that seem to have some sort of historical value to them. You see people you might have seen earlier, Kelkan. This wealthy bluebird Kenku family are sitting in the lobby. They seem to be reading a newspaper scroll and sort of casually discussing current events. The father is very stately. He's wearing reading glasses. The mother looks a little bit pompous. She's got like a pink frilly dress and a bonnet. And the son is large for a Kenku, nearly as large as Kelken. And he looks like he's very strange. He looks like he's dressed like a child despite being a large adult. And he's like holding
Sorry,
a
he's
large...
almost as big as Kelkin?
Yeah. He's like a
Oh.
big bluebird.
Wow.
He's like a gigantic bluebird. But he looks like he has some strange child complex because he's got a gigantic lollipop and he's loudly talking to his mom like a child about sweets.
How big are his parents?
His parents are what you would say are like normal Kenku size, like just a little bit below average human
So it's
size.
like, okay, so a little bigger than Oz.
Yeah, but I would say Oz is a little bit shorter than these Kenku. Oz is short on average, even for a Kenku.
Oz
And
is technically a foot shorter than what a Kenku's shortest is supposed to be.
yeah, Oz is a little bit small. He's a little bit petite, but he's also a sort of a rare breed of Kenku, also in
Okay,
these
so-
parts
so-
anyway.
The parents are like 5 feet?
Yeah, they're about like 5'1", 5'2",
Okay.
and he's like 7 foot.
Yeah, I was not remembering that Oz is smaller than even normal for Kenku. And I was like, his parents are Oz sized and he's Kel sized?
No, yeah, he's like the parents are like Polly's height, like sort of on the shorter, not super short, but just
No.
like
This
shorter
totally
than
works
average.
better. It's more like you have a weird large like teen kid who's
yeah, exactly.
gangly and whatever.
He's
not-
just that
not
kid who is
This
like
is physically
has,
impossible.
Right, yeah, has some sort of it doesn't seem like he was always that size, but is like clearly had either you're not entirely sure if this is the work of some bizarre magic or just he is got those basketball player genes somehow. But he looks
Right.
gigantic. He also looks like hyper masculine in a weird way, like just sort of like really gangly, and has a deep voice and is, "Mom, can I get another sweet after I finish this sweet?" Like, you're not sure if this is like a sudden puberty or something, but it's a very funny appearance. He's wearing like, it looks like a little sailor boy outfit that doesn't really fit him. It looks like it was bought for him like in a previous year prior to his sudden growth or something. It paints a very funny picture. In any case, you are greeted by this Eladrin, who goes by the name of Lystra Mistin. And they say, "Hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. I see. Oh, may I see your writ? Of course, this is customary. I am sure you are noblesse just from your fine exteriors alone. Welcome, welcome to the Yoho Chateau."
Ronnie is looking slightly to the side, like scratching like their neck awkwardly, and like bits of dirt coming off.
Yeah. Ronnie, while you're scratching yourself, you find a tick.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
they eat it.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Raylan will kind of try and stand
You
in
regain
front of
1
Ronnie.
HP.
I scratched more to see if I can find one for Oz.
Raylan will slide in to try and distract the lady and just, yes, a writ here. Curiosity. We have a larger party. What's like the occupancy? What? How many beds to a room?
Oh, yes, I see here on
available?
your writ, it says that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Oh, and these must be our servants. Do not worry.
Yes, exactly.
Do not worry. We have special accommodations for the servants. And she, or I should say they. It's unclear at this point if they're sort of androgynous. It's unclear if they are male or female. And they clap
No
their
pronouns on the little name tag.
hands together. No name tag. They're wearing. Do I have a Lystra picture? I feel like I should.
Can we tell what type of Eladrin they are? I don't know that Ronnie would I don't know that Ronnie would know much about the Eladrin. I don't know if they're common enough in the world, or if I don't know. Maybe some of our
They
city
are.
kids.
Well, you can do an intelligence check if you would like to. This. What? Okay, here we go. Ronnie, you're not entirely sure, but if you were to wager a guess, you'd say this is probably a Feywild Eladrin. They are pretty rare, because the Feywild and the Shadowfell merged so long ago. So a lot of the Feywild Eladrin that survived moved into this plane, but there aren't that many of them. So to see one like this, it's kind of a rare and special thing, and it's sort of like, oh, this must be like, a special place for a special person kind of thing. The Eladrin sort of, especially the Feywild, are known for their like mystic beauty and sort of their otherworldly trickster nature as Fey, but this one just seems to be relatively sort of a perfect concierge and host in this way. But yeah, basically, because you guys got the writ at the bank with your information on it for the 5 of you, you are able to make accommodations for the B team, but they will be given servant quarters on the first floor, down a hallway to the right behind the backs of this Kenku family. And Polly and Tavian are sort of like, I guess Slythe is with you as well too, right? And because the others are gone, but they will sort of head that way. Slythe sort of like raises an eyebrow. Servants, huh? Thanks a lot. Gets led away. So you're not sure really what's happening to them, but at this point,
Can I lead forward? There may be another person joining in our employee who is on an errand for us at the moment. If what is Astrid? A Murph?
Yuanti.
A Yuanti. Yuanti named Astrid may arrive following us if she completes her
Of
task.
course. As long as this person is all right with the servants' quarters, they can certainly stay with us tonight. We will make the accommodations.
Thank you.
Also, I guess speaking of the accommodations, what's the going rate for the rooms? How much will that add to our will take away from our credit?
Since this is your first night and your very first day as Noblesse de la Mer, you will be able to stay at this night for free. That is only for your first night, of course, but this is a very special accommodation that we would like to provide here at the Yoho Chateau.
And subsequent nights?
Subsequent nights, yes, this will be added to your rates.
A number would be really nice.
Is there a membership rate? Is there a club?
Make a charisma check.
Like the third one.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh,
Hell
of
yeah.
course. She looks at you with a bless your heart look, like she's talking to like a poor little child. I mean, they look at you with this.
I mean, they're not.
Yeah. And
Be gender fluid.
yeah, a bit. There's she, they pronouns in my head. But yes, the going rate for subsequent nights will be 100 gold. Is there anything else? May I get you some wine? Water?
I will
Yes,
pass.
wine, please. Wine, please.
Yes, of course. She goes behind the counter and starts pouring glasses of wine for everybody.
Ronnie looks ridiculous holding one.
Are you old
Ozzy
enough?
very
to drink?
suspiciously sniffs it.
I will
That's
take your
all right.
glass if you need me to, little man.
I mean, the only time I ever had it was when my grandma slipped me grape juice, and then it tasted funny.
I offer Oz a tick instead.
Oz will happily exchange the wine for a tick.
Ew, you guys are weird.
Someone mentioned something that smelled like flowers earlier. I think I'm gonna try that later.
It's not okay.
Yeah. So sorry. Did we end up with a room, like a suite, where we're all together, or do we have different rooms, or what's happening?
Oh, of course, you may have it any way you wish. Our accommodations are wide open to you.
I think Ronnie sort of looks down a little shy, like, I think it'd be cool if we stayed together, as long as there's enough privacy, but I think that would be cool.
Who's having wine? How many glasses are you guys having?
Oh, no.
I think Ronnie's holding 2.
I think it's 5.
Okay, it's 5. She poured you each one. Okay, gotcha.
But they're also not drinking them. So
Waylon
if someone
will
else
finish
notices
his
this
glass.
and takes them, that's fine.
Yeah. Waylon will offer to take one off Ronnie's hand once he's finished. Once Waylon's finished his, he'll offer to take one off of their hands.
Yeah, ditto.
They do. Okay,
Kelkin's
Ronnie
not-
hands them both away.
He's not drinking his, but he wants to try something with Waylon's drink shaker later relating to the wine. He's very curious to see what happens if you try and put an actual drink inside that drink shaker of his.
Wait,
We've been
what?
hyping
Are
it
you
up.
doing that now? You're not
Maybe when we
supposed to
get to
do
the
it. It's
room.
just supposed to be it's a magic item. It's not a real. Oh God. Okay.
I mean, I feel like Kel knows that, and that's why he wants
Science.
to do it.
Exactly.
Well, science. Okay. So, Lystra is gonna be like, showing you around the accommodations, basically. and shows you just generally about the lobby. Here you may stay. We can serve you dinner here if there is enough room. We also have a little dining room out back where you can look at the river. It's a very nice view. You can see the mansion in the distance, and we can also take you upstairs if you would like. We have each room, each private room has a small a room for bathing, as well as we have a larger shared bath if you would prefer. And we also have a large room you can share together with beds laid all around it, or we can get you each individual rooms depending on your privacy. We only ask that you understand that if other noblesse come into town, our accommodations may be, it might be a little bit tighter if we try to shift things around. We are very open at present, and so we are able to give you special accommodations at this time. But yes, we can also bring food to your room, room service. And yes, if there is anything else you need, you can just let us know. You may be able to use a sending stone at the front at the desk of near the door of your room to be able to contact me day or night. I will leap to your command and get you whatever you need.
Is there Blossom shampoo in?
Yes, of course. It is very popular. Yes.
Is it very expensive?
Oh, for noblesse, it is almost important that we treat ourselves in such a way. But yes, it is an added cost, but it is not so much.
All right. What can I find out what it is?
The price?
What is the cost? Yes.
Yes. Well, it is dependent on how much you would like, but in general, it is 10 gold per bottle.
Ronnie looks down at themselves. Do you think
I would recommend, if for
more
a full
than a
body
bottle?
soak for you, I would say you would probably want to use the shared bath, as our regular sizes may be a little cramped for you. If you truly wish to spread out, you may want to use the shared bath. And I would say we can use a bathing partition, which is made of wood, but able to keep a small amount of the area so that you would not have to fill the entire tub, which could be quite prohibitively expensive. But if you would choose to do that, I would say 3 bottles, so about 30 gold, give or take. You can add more as you see fit, but that should give you a quite pleasant aroma and should also give you the silky smooth hair that you desire. We also have other options. We have citrus. We also have wood. Some people enjoy the smell of the wood. I know I do as well. Although I like to mix a bit of both, as there is something so nice about finding a concoction that you make just your own.
Ronnie turns. Do you all want to have baths and then maybe have dinner, and we can talk about our plans?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And the shampoo stuff.
I'm gonna go to the shared bath. I get.
I'll join you. I think if size is a problem, I don't want to be cramped into a little cubicle either.
Yes. And that is probably wise. We can give you side by side or put you in other quarters. It's like at this point, it should be fairly empty. So I believe you will be able to converse without any interruption. It would actually be quite nice. And I do recommend, if you do wish to converse while bathing, you are able to do so, so long as you are comfortable with that. And yes, it should be almost like a large private bath in that way. It is shared for all accommodations, but aside from the other family that is staying here, you are only guests.
Huh?
When you say shampoo that smells like wood, are we talking sandalwood or campfire?
It is a very rustic pine wood, almost like a pine tree with acorn and a bit of hazelnuts.
You've sold me.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Would you like to join them and get your own partition within the shared, or would you prefer it private?
I'll take a partition.
Okay, wonderful. All right. And for you other two, would you are you bathing as well? You are both very small and petite, so you can have your own private baths as well if you would like.
Oz, you can have some of my Blossom shampoo if you want. It is shampoo.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
I would not recommend the little one eating it, as they will get the most indigestion. And if there is a matter scatological in the shared bath, we will have to remove all of you and as well the water. It is quite time consuming. I do not recommend it.
Is there perhaps a flowery dessert they could have?
Oh, a beverage for the little one. Of course. Yes, of course. We do have something of a strawberry creme brulee. It is a very, very, very sweet concoction. Only for those with an exceptionally sweet tooth. Or beak, I suppose.
Oz, do you want that? It's a sweet thing to eat.
I mean, I don't taste most of my food, but it sounds fun.
I can't.
Does that mean Oz has no sense of taste, or that he just eats like a duck and it just goes straight down?
He's a bird that doesn't chew, it just immediately goes down.
It's delicious, and then followed by I can't taste.
I've never tasted a thing in my life. What?
It's delicious when you can't taste.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Of course, I will get that for you. And yes, you may carry your drinks around on premises. If you need anything, you may use a sending stone. Otherwise, it will be private. And I can bring you things. If you would like to nosh on anything while you sit, you can also order up any sort of snacks for the pool. We not the pool, but the bath. And we tend to have a special selection of appetizers that you can eat that will not be too messy and will not require silverware while you are bathing.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Ronnie is getting small again. As best they can.
Just follow me down this way. And for the lady, would you like your own private bath?
I don't want to miss out on the fun.
Of course. Yes, we can get you a partition of your own. And is the little bird bathing as well, or simply dining on this side?
Oh, I want to try a bath. That sounds fun.
Okay.
Do you
very
like
well.
being wet, Oz?
I mean, if it's cold, no, but this sounds warm.
Yes, nice and warm.
Yes.
And there can be bubbles. We have a small a conjuration stone that we can place within to make it nice and bubbly and fun. Many of the children like that.
Ronnie was on the verge of being like, "Yeah, me, yes."
Yes, of course. If you would like it as well, I am just saying it is a way of making it more interesting. If sitting makes you bored for too long, we have many options such as this.
Thank you.
Oh, and I do want to say, before you become married to any particular scent, if you get a whiff of a scent and you think, not for me, do not think you cannot say, oh, please, Lystra, change this. I will change it for you, just like that. You do not have to smell of a way you do not want.
Thank you, Lystra.
Yes, of course.
And before we head in, I have maybe it's an odd request.
Of course. I have heard many of these, but I would like to hear another.
Could we get some cucumber slices for the bath?
Yes, of course.
What are you going
Snacks
to do with
in the
those?
bath. That's a great idea, Wade.
Yes.
There's
I will bring you the strawberry creme, and while you are bathing as well, little bird.
And Wade turns to Kel and he's like, "You're never gonna feel so relaxed in your life as when you're gonna put these little cucumbers on your eyes. It's gonna be great."
On my eyes? Do I like keep my eyes open? Do I just
No,
stare?
no. Finn showed me this ages ago. You close your eyes, you lean back, and you just stick the cucumbers on your eyes. Sometimes you fall asleep and it's great, but other times, like, you're just relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
You did teach him
Also, I wanna
that, Finn?
steer
Or is he
through the
thinking of some
cucumber.
other lady?
No, it's canon now.
Good. Okay.
Plot twist, it was in a motel hot tub.
He's
The grimiest of places.
Yeah,
Plot
right.
twist. He then stole stuff from Way.
They brought their own cucumbers.
It was
While
it
his
was
eyes were
actually it was actually what's his face, the shitty guy from the back.
Rogus.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was when you guys were on the road to go to the meat drop spot. He's like, "You got to do this, man. It's awesome." And you're like, okay, so Lister's gonna guide you guys to the shared bath. It's this like Roman style bath. They've got like ionic columns all around it, and a big shared. You could be mistaken for a swimming pool, but as you dip a toe in, you can tell that it's nice and warm, kept that way. And they have these like little, it looks like bamboo wood partitions that they can put in so that different sections of it are able to keep a particular shampoo scent. It all sort of mingles in the center of it. So if you want a really strange concoction of smells like Lister seems to prefer, you could just soak in the center and swirl around a little bit. But you
I
are
know where
able to.
Ozzy's going.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you are able to get your other accommodations too, in terms of if you prefer to make it like a bubble bath or just a regular soak, and yeah, you're able to get also some towels and anything else you would need, sponges or anything like that you would like to help you soak. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As soon as we get the cucumber slices, Waylon hands them out like it is mission critical that you use these.
Okay. So yeah, at this point, there is a sort of like a changing curtain off to the side. There's two of them, one on either side, that you're able to use if you would wish to, I guess, disrobe and leave your places someplace where leave your belongings someplace where they are dry. Yeah, if that. So just so I have it clear, Ronnie's getting the Blossom.
Yeah, I got 3 bottles of the Blossom.
Okay. Okay.
If I don't come out of here and like a Pantene Pro V commercial,
We're gonna riot.
Okay. And what are the rest of you getting, if anything? Anything that strikes your fancy?
I think nothing to
Definitely-
eat. Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh no, just seconding the blossom.
Okay.
Nothing to eat. I think Kelkin just requests the specific scent be of like not pine wood, not sandalwood, just like elder wood. Like to remind him of home a little bit, like elder tree wood.
So what Lister is going to do for you is going to take some of the wood shampoo and mix it with some northern berries from some of the wine and some of the they have sort of this dish there that's like a steak with a little infusion of like a glaze of northern berries, and she's going to take the glaze from that and mix it with the wood for a special concoction just for you. And it's not exactly the same, but there's a time when you're soaking in it and just like smelling it that you're able to close your eyes and think of the good parts of being home. And it really works in that regard. Okay. And okay. Oz, are you getting anything special?
Oz is not getting any shampoo, but he will go into the center to be whatever smell comes out of
Okay.
everything mixed together.
Gotcha. Okay, wonderful. All right. Does anyone want any of those special like bubble stones?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Okay,
So
she
bummed
she
listening
gets.
to you write up our tab.
I know.
I know. It's like
Do not
so
worry
ominous.
about that. That is for us to decide. You will take care of yourselves tonight. Treat yourselves. Enjoy only the splendor of the bubbles and the smells. And know that when you are nice and hungry after your soak, we will be able to provide you with whatever food you would like.
I'm so glad all of this is free, guys. I was really worried there for
know.
a second.
Wait, I thought just the room was free. I thought we had to pay for everything else.
Wait, what? I know that in real life. I was just kind of. I think Kelkin heard. He's still not super tuned in to people trying to rob him of his money all the time. So when he said when he was told that the room was free, he assumed everything with it was free too.
We only get
Also-
one free room, Cal.
Also, this is the legitimacy of being like, is this a scam also? And the answer being yes, in that capitalism, but no, in that it's not a trick, it's just a different scam.
It's not a trick, it's just expensive.
It's okay. We can spend a ton of gold today, and then we'll dig the hole tomorrow to sleep in.
I hate that you're right.
As you are sitting there, you get a little jolt for a second as you hear some music that seems to be piping in literally through a pipe nearby. It's a little bit echoey, but it seems like they have it sounds like a string quartet somewhere in the building that is playing music, and the sound is traveling through the nearby pipes. And it's sort of sorrowful, but also very calming and soothing. It's very hard not to just let your stress release finally. You were on this island for an entire week without certainty of making it off, and you went through the shipwreck, this another near-death encounter after near-death encounter, and now suddenly, after all assuredness that you were going to be in horrible debt for whatever crimes you've committed, you're in this lap of luxury, being treated like kings and queens. It's a very odd circumstance, but you recognize that along with everything and the extenuating circumstances, all the questions about Horatio and everything above your head, you realize that this is a rare opportunity and that you should probably enjoy it while you can.
He isn't running a lot and keeps moving their fur around, like swishing it, like moving their arm back and forth so that the fur like sways around in the water.
It's intoxicating, especially the aromas, and it's like you're filled with this cherry blossom scent on your side. And you are you're able to you still have your wine glasses as well, so you're able to enjoy those. And Oz receives his strawberry creme brulee midway through, and so yeah, you're left mostly in in solitude to converse or think. So are you just soaking it in and enjoying yourself? Are you speaking to one another about anything?
Guys, we talked about starting a guild. What is that? What would you guys want to do if we had one of our own? What would you want to do with it?
Maybe I'm a bad person. Pretend to heal sick and dying children.
Seems to be working out for some people.
Apparently.
I wonder
think
what she's doing right now.
Probably in the room right next to us.
he's probably back at the place now that it's all rowdy.
Finn, what would you like to? What
Hmm,
does your dream guild do?
well, I guess hire a bunch of performers. I don't think I've ever heard of a guild like that before, though.
You can be the first.
Not a bad idea.
Performers Guild. Oh. I might
Ronnie?
know a few people who could staff it.
Yeah? I mean, if we can, like, train Slythe to explode things a little bit more
You
controlled.
have your pyrotechnics. There we go.
Exactly. We got fireworks.
Make extra
My
fire.
mom will finally get her wish. I'd be in a theater troupe.
And you got Bird Kid.
What can go wrong with Bird Kid on our side?
I'm burning things.
Oz is like swirling around in all the scents.
Just slowly spinning in the middle.
He's just lying on his back, his little wings out, and just letting
Yeah.
the current slowly spin him around.
That's so cute.
It feels very like a vacation with like parents, and the parents in the hot tub are like all sitting at the edges, just like trying to relax for 2 seconds. But there's one kid in the middle.
There may be the occasional look at me, look at what I can do.
Yeah, right. Spitting the water in a little fountain.
Delicious.
Cal, how are you? I guess Cal and Ronnie, what is your reaction to this sort of environment, having never really been in a situation like this before?
I mean, I think like I said, like Ronnie, I think is responding more similarly to Oz, but sort of knows that they're supposed to be behaving differently. So is sort of like swooshing around in their partition area, and really enjoying the bubbles. And unless you tell me otherwise, I think probably really enjoying like, this smells so much. It's so interesting. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, in general, the scents that you guys have selected are very they come together in a they come together in a pleasant way. So yeah, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just lying there, like the temperature is obviously very different. While it's not, reasonably cold, he's just like lying there with the scent of the forest in his nostrils. The steam rising off of the hot tub kind of reminds him of the low fog that would, when he was out there in the early mornings. He can just kind of zone out and almost hear like the leaves rustling, the crickets chirping, like the birds tweeting. Sort of like the temperature, of course, is a big immersion breaker, but sort of just imagine he's alone in the forest again. Oh, like just living it up, yeah.
Well, you never know. There could be mountain hot springs out there as well.
That's true.
What's your guys' dream guild, Ronnie, Gal?
Ronnie, go ahead
Uh,
first.
Ronnie was definitely like trying to like not make eye contact like in class to not get called.
Wade was looking at you. He's got the cucumbers on his eyes.
Yeah, easy to not make eye contact.
They've just been tipping their head around with cucumbers on their eyes, not sure what's happening. And they sort of like a little bashfully like, if we can keep doing stuff together and helping people, that's all I want to do. And I think I don't know if anyone has cucumbers not on their eyes, might notice that they sort of fidget like with the tattoo. You know, just sort of like being like they're really attached to this group, but are not sure how to behave about that.
Ronnie, as you're thinking about that, and as you're rubbing the tattoo, a sort of like dark thought creeps in, just like an invasive thought, slightly. And it's not
No.
it's not something to dwell on, but it gives you like that. It's the counterpoint to this. It's that thing of like, why am I so nervous to share and to break from this isolation? And you think just briefly about, although Gideon had been such a positive influence and such a good mentor in so many ways, the slight misgivings and sort of flippant way he would sometimes talk about his old adventuring party, and his claims that he was better off without them, especially struck you as cynical and contrary to his more optimistic view of the world when he was just strictly out doing good and helping people. And yeah, a part of you, maybe without knowing it and worrying about it, is starting to wonder, it's like, how could a group go from being together to breaking up like that? And what does that mean? What is that unanswered thing there? But you're able to, with the good feelings and the good vibes now, shake it off. But you do feel that there might be some insecurity stemming from that slightly.
Oh, yeah. I think Rodney is totally like bangs in front of face, shy, talking, like very insecure sharing this. Like even the part that they already shared, and they don't say anything about that sort of additional thought, but just like is aware that they're like being vulnerable and they are not a fan.
And in a similar way, Kel, is that you found this group of people with whom, even though you still have this fear to share and to open up too much, you found this sort of like happy pseudo family in a very short amount of time that has bonded and gone through this trauma together and is doing well now. And my question to you is whether or not Kelken believes, or even can hope to believe, that this could be permanent, or in Kelken's head, is this just a vacation? You know, is this just like the one nice week where this happened, and like all things, this will fade? Is this like Dr. Arden Wilder, where, you know, it's nice but then it could go away? You know, is it too scary to hope that it could stay?
The fear of abandonment is definitely still there. I think Kelken, he wants it to last, but he's afraid of hoping that it will. He doesn't want to put that into words, the hope that this group will stay together, because if it's unsaid, maybe it won't hurt as much if it does eventually come to pass.
Oh
he
my-
wants to stay together, yeah, but if it isn't meant to be, then why tell people about it and just be vulnerable for it to fall on his face in the end?
Were you gonna say something, Ray?
I'm just having a lot of feelings about our tall softies, but then also our highly charismatic and smarties who are also extremely insecure, just present it really differently.
On that note, Wei, in this moment, as you're sitting around, you see Finn. You're in a shared bath with Finn, which in itself is kind of a lovely thing. And then you look around and you're with Oz, this goofball who's swirling around in the center, and these two hulking softies on the other end. And what a lovely situation it is. And you think for a moment, like, once again, wow, Fabian would really like this. But he just doesn't seem to be present with you in the same way as he had been previously. He hasn't, sort of, since you've arrived. And you're concerned about that. And as you can see just slightly, you're sort of hyper aware of everything in the same way you are whenever you would enter the casino floor. You're seeing every last thing around you to a certain extent, but there's not that much going on around you. So when Ronnie looks down at the tattoo, you sort of compulsively look down at your own tattoo, and you wonder, what is the impact of these oaths that we've taken, these relationships to things that are kind of unknowable to Fabian, to Stony? What is the impact of that? What does it mean to swear friendship as deemed by some construct? What is the oath that binds the godkin? What is the oath that binds the gods? Were they fighting? Were they friends like this too? And as much as you don't want to think about such heady things, the thoughts start to eat away a little bit. It starts to
I think
poke.
he's also.
Go right ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I think he's thinking about all of these things, and he's also kind of like realizing that this is the first time he's kind of felt a sibling bond. Like, he's never gotten along with any of his other siblings. And he kind of feels like a middle child in this situation, but one that actually, like, belongs. And I think it does kind of spook him. I don't know, I think he's worried that he's gonna fuck it up.
Finn, what is it like for you sharing this moment with the others, and also being back in getting sort of this regal treatment once again, which you haven't really gotten since you left home? And even then, it was always tinged with something. And while this is tinged with something too, it doesn't feel nearly as seedy as even the best accommodations back home.
Yeah, I mean, the, like, at least vaguely familiar poshness of it is comforting. I think she's probably ruminating. She's kind of ruminating on, like, the guild aspect a little bit, where it's like she had already sort of started to think bigger in terms of, like, well, maybe I can, like, you know, almost go, you know, instead of just this vague idea of becoming famous, maybe I can do something more and build something with these people or just other people in general. Like, it doesn't have to be a solo mission so much.
And what is Oz daydreaming about as he slowly spins in a circle?
Oz is just staring at the ceiling, zoning out, thinking how much his papa would love this and how he probably shouldn't tell his papa or he'll want to come. And he will spend much more than the party.
Suddenly the debt is even bigger. As you all are soaking, an hour passes, and eventually, Lister comes back in and invites you all to have dinner when you guys would like. And she, of course, says that you can soak longer if you would like, but she seems very excited to offer you a special meal too. And with that, we're gonna let things rest for the evening. Thank you all for joining us. We started off with a sleepy crew, and we got more excited as things went. And now we're soothing ourselves back to a sleepy slumber with a nice soak. It feels like we've all had a nice soak. I think we all deserve a bubble bath after tonight. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you to all who joined. Thank you to the Goblin Tuesday for the raid. Thank you to Campfire Stories for the follow. Everyone who came in. And right now we are going to, I believe Scony is on. Yes, Scony is up and Adam. So we are going to raid out to him. Hey, Zeno. And yeah, we're gonna get that raid set up now. Thank you to all my players and everyone who stopped by. It was a really fun one, really different, really unique. It's a testament to this group, I think, that they can find such interesting ways and conversations in turns to take. I feel like I did a lot of listening in this one to just where the party was at, and that was really fascinating and intriguing to me. I always love when I get to do that. There was like a whole, I think, 20 maybe minute stretch where I was just like listening and enjoying the show, and that's a really nice treat for me too. It's a reward for setting all this up to be able to be like, I can just watch the characters have fun in the world and figure it out.
We banked.
You learned your
went from
banking
getting
lore.
ready to get into a fight over debt to just being like, oh, it's money.
So yeah, we're gonna head over to Scone now, and tomorrow we'll probably be back with something, I assume. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Hey.
Okay. And we are out.